This is either the worst or best cold open we've ever had.
I saw the face you made, and I was like, I'm not gonna break it.
Too cold. Too cold of an open.
You ain't slick.
Man. I ain't slick.
I
No.
saw you.
I'm gonna be like a terrible father with like keeping secrets like Santa and shit like that. Like, I cannot keep a straight face. I just can't keep it. Don't tell me secret things, guys, is the lesson here, I guess.
Okay.
Hey, we're back finally to All Hail the Queen. This is a D&D doing it live thingamabob. Hey, I'm Dead Magic Juice, your host, GM, and cat wrangler for the night. Let's go around the table, introduce ourselves, our characters. We will have a recap that we have kind of a lot of shit to process through. And then we'll get right into it, starting with Heck.
Oh my God, who am I? Hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen, and I am back with Aster, the Shifter Circle Wildfire Druid. On over to Chris.
Hi everybody, my name is Chris. I'm Spunk. I was trying to find a musical representation of what Spunk is to fill in the usual blank spot of where his class goes, but I couldn't find anything fast enough, so I'm just gonna play this one as we quickly move over to Hyacinth.
Somehow I feel like that is still appropriate for Spunk.
True.
I was like, do I go during this or do I have to wait? Like, what do I do?
Our airplane arms and just runs into things.
Hi, I'm Hyacinth playing Icarus, our paladin. Elf number 1, or elf number 2 of elf number 1 coming next, Corn Dog.
Yeah, it's me, I'm Corn Dog McGraw. I'm playing Juno. I'm Twilight Domain Cleric. All right, over to you, Chrissy.
Uh-huh.
Magic.
I was gonna say, think about it. All right, cool. So last time, or I guess I should say over the last couple of times we were here, because they really blend together well. We ended the fight with the crazy shadow dragon lich thing that came out of the gem you guys tried to dispose of. A few things came of all of that. First of all, one of you saw at one point that something came to protect Ulta just before that happened. I believe that was Spunk, if I recall correctly. At one point, I think it was the exact same point, Juno saw that in that moment, you did not see the thing protecting Ulta, but you saw Ulta's shadow. And it had wings. What was otherwise Ulta's shadow. After that entire encounter, some investigation goes underway. You're trying to help people that have been hurt. It looks like it's not as bad as it looked like it could have been overall. There's some people, a ton of people in Everesca are helping others with like putting out some fires and helping people who have been hurt. You have found at least one very mangled dead body among everything that's been happening. It was out of place compared to everything else, given the gruesome nature of it. You decided to, was it speak with dead? It was the 5 questions spell. I forget which one that is.
Yeah.
Speak with dead.
Speak with dead. You asked it a few things about itself. You found out at least that it recognized that he recognized his name, and Icarus and Juno, you recognized at least the surname as a family that lives in Everesca, so you know this was a resident of the city. He didn't really know what happened to him, but you were able to determine that he was one of several people who were afflicted by something that ended up being a part of this attack that happened. There's still some question marks for details. Let me know if there's anything else you guys had after I finish this, but that's at least what I had is where we landed with that little investigation. You have gone to the council, the council of elders, and asked for a moonblade. One has been promised to you with at least a day needed to create it. And essentially asked again for the assistance of Evereska's at least leadership and anybody capable in an overall eventual assault on the Cult of the Dragon when that needs to happen. And they have since agreed. That's everything I had. Did you guys have anything else or want to fill in some other blanks, jog some memories? What do we think?
The only small thing is that we asked for the Moonblade and they said no and that they'd make us one. And then
Oh my
after Juno got away with it, I tried to get one too. So I was like, can I get a moon thing? Maybe like a sun thing? And then so I know that we talked about something there too. But nothing specific.
An inch longer.
Since you're making me a new one, can you make it better?
My thinking and showing I want one too with a bigger hilt.
God damn it.
Spunk says everything you said back to you in a baby voice.
Well, do we want to go back to? Do we want to stay here and wait for the sword? Can they send it? So we go back to.
From what I recall, and correct me if you think I'm wrong on this, but it's I believe what happened last was you had that conversation with the council and then decided to go rest, but we have not actually gone to the rest yet. It sounded like you were kind of on your way there. We can reel that back if there's more conversation you do want to have.
Sounds right-ish. And I think since we're no longer being chased, I think we were like, yeah, we can just wait a few days for that blade. But we never decided specifically, but I think that was up in the air to just wait.
So we just vibe here in Evereska for a couple days? We didn't figure out who is our mom talking to? Did we figure that out through her secret notebook?
You did not figure that out. You did ask her. She did tell you. She was talking with the head of the council in Waterdeep.
Oh.
Whose name is escaping me at the moment. That was it.
I like
Like Gray Staff or something like that.
It is someone who has the title Blackstaff, but that's not their name.
Oh.
Yeah, I will find that while you guys continue.
Like I tried.
Do we want to try to learn more about anything while we're here? We could check in with the Harpers. They have an outpost here. We could find some more spells for Spunk, potentially.
Sure, yeah.
I
Are
was-
we gonna wait around while they build a sword for you two?
We
That's
don't
what I
have
was just
to.
gonna
We
ask.
can go back to Waterdeep and
Oh.
just have them ship it. I don't
Okay.
know how shipping works. I don't know if it's like 2-day shipping or if it's like
Do they
We've already
have-
Waterdeep
created like
Prime
ice.
membership?
Yeah, I was just gonna say we've already created ice cream and milkshakes in this game, so we might as well just go
Mhm.
with that.
And a
We also
Capital One Black
have
card.
a credit card. Yeah.
And then before-
Forgot about our black card.
Are we inventing UPS too? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Can they teleport it to you? Like, how would that even work?
do I just have to like walk up to a tree and like it just comes through the tree to me?
Oh, what can Brown do for you? Yeah. Just reach your
Oh,
fingers
shit.
into the bark and yank it out. Kind of like me and my.
Yeah,
Jesus.
everybody make a history check
Oh boy.
History
Oh,
check.
this never goes
Yeah.
well.
to see how much you know about how this stuff works.
Seven.
I
Dice
did a
are
thing in
pink
my
and
other
fuzzy.
campaign that I'm gonna bring into here too. It might be one of several.
15. Why do I know
24.
anything about this?
24.
Why is mine not
No.
rolling?
Shit.
You rolled the same thing twice. You rolled 4s, Hyacinth. Stop
Oh,
trying
I
to
can't-
get better scores.
No, I just can't see it. It's not popping up in my chat.
Knock it off.
Oh no.
I don't see it.
I see it
But
in
now
roll
I-
20.
Now I know it
Okay.
works, so then just let me know what I get, because
Yeah,
I
you
won't
gotta-
know.
You rolled a 4, and then a 19, and then a 17, and you were like,
Well, you know, Mom has that pocket dimension that she always sends us baked goods through. Does that count?
Maybe. Okay, Aster, you at least know of and actually have yourself ways to transport people from one place to another. So for you, in theory, it should be able to work for items. Spunk.
Just
Mm.
make the portal yeet it through. Comes out the other side of a tree.
Yep. Spunk, you
Or brilliant.
don't know of like your knowledge of the general world around is not as much as others, but you would get kind of a light bulb aha moment, so to speak.
right.
You'd be able to understand that either you might be able to find someone who could do this, but you know it would take some pretty hefty skill and craftsmanship in the ways of magic. You think you could fairly quickly create a way to teleport items from a person to a person regardless of where they are,
Oh.
because it would be similar to other magic that you know, like sending and teleportation circle.
Interesting thing about sending. I've thought about perhaps, because you guys use those sending stones, or at least somebody's casting sending. I think it'd be great if you bought, like, if you made a bunch of sending stones, and then
I don't know how to do that.
like hundreds of sending stones, and then sold them to people in a city, and charged them for each use of the sending stone.
Jesus Christ.
And then when someone uses their
Is
sending
it going to be
stone,
like a cost per message or like a cost per day?
you know, because they can only make one call per day, I feel like it just should be a cost for when it's used. You know,
Okay.
like they buy the phone because they're contracted to keep it with you for like
Uh-huh.
2 years.
Hmm.
And then when they make their call for the day, they have to like load minutes onto it or something, amount of time. Or maybe
Would
we
we
find a way to
need-
refresh it.
Would we need like someone with infernal magic to draft up these contracts?
Yeah, that sounds awesome. Yeah, that would be the best way to make sure that they are ironclad.
Yeah.
But you know, it'd be like I think we call it, what do we call it? It's a quick way to communicate. I think you would call it like,
Uber message.
I feel
like
like
that
that
one.
sends the wrong marketing idea. I was thinking more of something along the lines of like, let's see, it's sending stones, quick messaging, maybe like,
Rocky talkie.
yeah, or like,
We're trying real hard to not say trademarked things right now.
yeah, like you could talk to people that are across the world, so maybe we call it Horizon.
God damn it.
Fucking hell.
Sounds like a
like to-
brilliant plan.
I would like to point out the fact that I believe everyone in here is raw boo capitalism, and yet you have invented in this world credit cards, cell phones.
Cell phones.
We're working on shipping.
The shipping and logistics industry needs to be respected.
It doesn't need to be a full industry. We just need it to make our lives easier.
It
Oh my
needs to be a full
What's-
industry.
What is?
Not everyone
what
needs
is
a
the
credit
word
card,
in-
but I need a credit card.
Oh, dash. We could call it dash. Because, like, when you take the dash action, you move twice as far. But if you use the phone, you speak for twice as far. I
No,
don't know. I like dash.
I'm putting that in a bin.
Run.
Ew. We're not associating talking with people with cardio.
I guess not. I was gonna say sprint next, but that sounds stupid.
That's a dumbass name.
This is the
Who
stupidest
wants
name
to-
I've ever heard.
Who's
What-
talking while sprinting? No
What
one.
about
Nobody.
light jog?
No more cardio.
Yeah, that was dumb.
All right.
Um,
Well, let's continue this thought process, but also figure out where the fuck we're gonna go next. Like, are we going to Waterdeep after this? Do we need to go? Are we going to hell after this?
Most likely.
We still need to get dinner with Ulta's parents, right? Was
Yeah.
that next on the list?
That was next on the list, but
I believe that was an eventual on the list.
Yeah, hell feels a little bit more relevant. And
That's like-
important.
Later,
but also like we should have dinner with them before we go to hell, just in case like we don't come back.
Okay,
I'm
fair,
kind of on
yeah.
an invention kick right now, and I kind of want to invent new magic items. Like, do you,
While we're
Olta,
in
do you
hell,
still
we
have
could
the
get those
bag of
contracts
holding?
made.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe we'll discuss this like maybe post. Actually, once we open the portal of Tiamat, why don't we rip out a couple of imps while we're in the process?
Oh,
Oh, like an imp messenger system?
so now we're
Yes,
just kidnapping things.
We're
exactly.
employing heck.
Two birds, one stone.
I meant to say Aster. I'm so sorry.
Two birds, one sending stone. That's what we'll call it.
That's so
Two
many
birds, one-
words.
Yes.
Uh,
No, that one tracks.
Maybe we should have an abbreviation.
What if we just call it
T-boss.
2 birds and then just give people 1 stone instead of 2? So it's 2 birds implied 1 stone.
A two birds, one stone.
So it's like a single sending stone that the other person doesn't need to have one.
Oh,
And we call it 2 birds.
I like that, but no, I like what you say about the single sending stone. So like
Mhm.
people don't have to worry about multiple sending stones. We'll call it singular. Yes, the singular.
The lines we're skirting right now.
I didn't get that one.
Singular? Singular is pretty good. I like that one.
This is bad because
S-
we can't say what it's actually supposed to be, but I don't get it.
No one's gonna get that if they were born after 1990s.
Oh. Is that my issue here?
Probably. You're the youngin.
Kids, back in the day, there used to be a cell phone company called Singular. And that's the joke that us old people are laughing about right now.
Boom. I've got it. Because it's a way to connect people across the world. What if we called it Earthlink?
Fuck.
Stop.
Faerun Link. Faerun Link.
Okay, oh my God.
Tor Link. Yeah.
It would be Toralink.
Yeah.
Actually, that's got a nice ring to it.
Material link?
Earth link?
Plain link?
I like it.
Can it have a really cool sound before it starts?
Yeah.
Like before you send the message to alert the person that they're about to get it? Like it makes a cool
Like this.
sound? Nope, not that one.
Maybe more
No.
like a harp sound or something.
Okay.
A marimba, maybe?
Mm,
Ooh, a marimba.
marimba. Not like. Not like a.
Can't even press
That
the
seems
thing.
like, make them aware. You don't want it buzzing
That
in your
would make
pocket.
them like super aware though. It might make them shit their pants.
You don't want it buzzing in your pocket and not knowing that it's ringing, right? So maybe make it a little more obvious.
What about like just like a light chime, like something like pleasant, not like
Catastrophic.
jump scare.
Yeah, that sounds it's very medieval.
You forging something?
I mean,
Yeah.
Forging a bond, a
I think it's a
connection.
good sound. Or perhaps like,
What if we call
What
it
if someone-
forge?
What
did
because
you
we're
just step in?
forging connections?
got nothing left. What about like grab like a metal pipe and just start maybe one of those sounds, or throw the pipe in the air. Oh Jesus!
Ooh, that one was nice.
Yeah, that's a good one, I guess.
What do you do if like someone's not there to receive your message?
leave
We
it?
hire
They
a bunch
just
of
miss it. Good
Kenku.
luck.
Hire
Oh.
like a ton of Kenku, right? Cheap labor.
Why can't it just sit there and wait for them to like pick up the stone?
I mean, Ulta's glows blue when it has a message, and
But if they
She
want to
hasn't
like
picked it
leave a
up yet.
message, we can leave it with.
Is it
the
glowing
op-
blue right now? Has anyone tried to talk to Ulta in the past couple, I don't know, weeks?
it is not glowing blue right now.
Speaking of Ulta, do you still have the bag of holding?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
I'm on an invention kick. Would you mind if I borrowed it for a little while? I'm going to give it back. Like I'm
Sure,
borrowing it with the
Are you going to give it back in the same condition?
No, it's a totally different condition.
Worse?
Oh no.
But it will still function the same. I'm just on an invention
it-
kick, and I need to get this creativity.
Is it
out
going
of
to be better or is it going to be worse?
I think it would be better, and I think Ulta would think it would be better.
I want to insight check Spunk to understand if he's going to like just tear this thing apart with all of our shit inside of it.
Spunk, you may secretly, if you wish, or publicly, if you wish, roll deception or persuasion, whichever is the case. And
Neither
that'll
one
be
of them.
against 30.
It's sort of 6 of one, half dozen of the other. So I'm just gonna roll the charisma. He's not going to destroy it. It's not gonna break it. It's gonna be better.
Okay.
It's
At
best
least he's gonna
favorite.
try.
Best flavor.
This is
At
gonna
least
be
he
best
thinks
favorite
it's going to
thing.
be better.
I mean, the thing that you could do is take out the items first.
Sure, if you
But
want.
then the
to.
ice
I mean,
cream will go bad.
It seems
Oh
like
my god,
a
you're
lot.
so right.
We also have a lot of stuff in here.
Wait, is the bag of holding not separate from the bag of colding?
No, the bag of holding is inside the bag of holding.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's a
okay.
little
Wait.
pocket within it.
I thought we had
Oh,
both for some
okay. I was
reason.
like, wait, you can't do that.
It's
okay,
a pocket in the pocket.
Oh, okay. Fear.
It's the deep storage freezer that you keep in your garage.
Oh my god.
So what do
Yeah.
you say, Ulta? Do you agree to this? Can I have the bag for just? I would say no more than 8 hours. Max.
While we're standing here having this conversation, can I give Ulta a once over as I see her like lean forward to see if she's got a shadow again?
Yeah. She does not.
We could. Yeah. Go on.
Are you gonna? I'm not much taller than Spunk, but I am gonna lean down. But what are you gonna do with it?
I'm going to sew it to something. But it's a little bit of a surprise.
All right. Is this a secret?
No, I mean, everybody can know about it, but
Okay.
it's not a
And-
secret. It's just a surprise, you know? I just want to borrow the bag and then I'll give it back to you in a decidedly different condition with all of the contents still inside.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, there's. Sure. Okay. And
Great.
she
And
will hand the bag to you.
Super duper. I don't need it. I can store things inside me. I've been given the GM has given me carte blanche to hide as many things as I want in my own stomach, and I have not once been called out on it. I'm going to keep that going, but I want to make it it's a surprise. I'll show you in just a few hours. You guys do whatever you want. I'll be back in a little while, and I'm gonna run away and go back to whatever. Like, are we in a city right now?
Yeah, we're in Everesca.
I'm gonna go to the
Still.
nearest like inn in Everesca or wherever we're staying.
You
in
could just go to
Everesca.
my mom's house
Okay, I'm going to your mom's house.
where we've been staying this whole time.
Actually, that's perfect. I'm going to Juno. I'm going to Juno's mom's house and asking for her sewing kit so that I can make something.
Nice. Juno's mom is actually still talking with the council, so you would have to, do that before you go, but there's no.
I'll just steal it. I'll look for it myself and use her sewing kit. I'll break into the home that we've been invited to stay into.
I think there's a big,
without
gaping
supervision.
hole in the wall, so you're probably fine.
Oh my god, that's right.
I'm just gonna dig through all of her personal items looking for a sewing kit, and I'm gonna find it, and I'm gonna rudely use it in the middle of their living room.
The cookie
Not a
container.
Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm just a rude house guest. This is the worst that could happen.
At that moment, Ulta is going to turn to Juno and everybody else and say, I don't know if that was the right choice to make, because that sketchy gemstone's still in that bag.
That is gone.
I thought we exploded that.
You did.
Did we?
I'm just recalling that Chrissy was not here for the last session.
No, I wasn't.
Oh,
My bad.
Oh.
Okay, so here's
right.
the Cliff Notes version.
What happened was,
You want to know what it was?
You,
The crystal
were
was a
here
dragon,
when
and we
Spunk went
fought
into
it.
the bag
Check.
and found out some stuff about it. Then he came back out, tried to make a pocket dimension. You tried to basically shake the bag out to get the gem, and it, boom, impacted clean air. You guys had the fight. Second part of the fight happened. You guys destroyed the gem and the dragon simultaneously. So you know that it is dead and gone, for sure.
Okay, then never mind. She won't say that.
but I think it is valid to be concerned about it because we do have a bunch of weird shit in there.
true.
Maybe we should follow him back. Also, Ulta, not to be weird, but during that fight, I kind of saw what I thought was a shadow attached to you, but it did not look like you. But for a moment, I thought you might have a shadow. We could either try to get you in that exact spot again to see if the sun hits the same way, or we could ask a god about it, or if you just don't want to know, fuck it, pretend I never said anything.
Sure. Let's walk into the sun. What time did that happen? Do you recall?
Oh, like a couple hours ago, maybe.
Okay. Well, should we wait until the next day? Or...
We could do that. Do you want to know about it, or do you want to just wait and try to see if we can see it again?
I mean, always interested in learning about it.
You had wings, dragony wings. And we're much larger than you are right now, because you're not very tall. But you cast a very big shadow.
So just to jog memories, make sure we're all on the same page. This happened when Ulta cast a spell on herself. So in that moment is when you saw this.
Maybe try casting a spell on yourself, because that happened to you. Do I remember what spell it was?
Chrissy, check your DMs. I don't recall if you have cast that spell before as Ulta or not. Do you?
Oh yeah, that's right. It was something very specific.
I have not. This
Okay.
was a new spell that I got
Oh shit.
last level.
I do also recall saying, I really hope I'm not stealing Chrissy's thunder by doing this right now, but I'm going to do this right now.
That's okay. It's all right.
So let me check this real quick. Where did it go?
Do you want me to send it to you?
Just found it.
Okay.
That is not telling me what I need to know. Sorry, one more place. Juno, you would not recognize the spell, but Aster would.
Hello.
sent to you in a DM pack.
Ooh. Oh.
I don't know magic
Okay.
unless God gives it to me.
Juno,
Oh,
you've
no,
at
I have
least
to look up.
seen, like, by way of Aster at the very least, like, Aster specifically changes into other creatures. This was kind of like that, but it would have been, like, not really a creature that you would have recognized, and it was like Ulta kind of, like, enhanced herself and didn't, like, change into something else.
Enhance. Was it like in Spy Kids? Did she have glasses that came out and then went?
I mean, I don't remember like the specific like what exactly it looked like, but I mean,
So
I'm
what-
trying to think back to that session. I don't know like what the
That's okay.
actual like
It was
feature changes
a month ago.
were, but
so
yeah, so
she-
like like Astra would kind of like describe that, and, like yeah, no, it was that spell.
Yeah. So
I've seen
what
it
she
cast
looked
before,
like,
but
what she looked like ended up being like a size and a half larger flame version of herself, but with dragon-esque wings. And Aster, actually, since you saw it and recognize it, there would be one part of it that's strange to you. Can you please make either an Arcana or Insight check?
ooh, okay, let's see. Insight's probably better. Yes, it is. So we're gonna do that. 20 dirty.
So you don't know, you don't have this spell yourself, but it is a druid spell. So I'm kind of operating on with how high level you guys are. Like if it's on your character or your class list, you at least know of the spell. You know that part of this spell requires calling to a spirit, and the spirit essentially responds and enhances you for some time. A spirit did not appear. Sunrunner jumped out of the bag and breathed fire on her.
Oh my god, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Sunrunner feels like
That
he's
is
grown a
odd.
lot recently, right? They've been more active.
I remember them freaking the fuck out when we got the stone out of the bag.
That too.
Not
Yeah.
him. Once we realized that we had that stone in our bag, Sunrunner was very unhappy.
I'll pull Sunrunner. Oh wait, I don't have the.
I could have
I don't-
sworn Sunrunner was like in your personal
In
bag,
my
not the
actual
bag of
personal
holding.
bag? Okay,
Yeah.
thank God. All right.
It's like, I don't think you can do that.
I was
It's
just
a
gonna
living
say,
thing,
wait.
at least not for long.
Bunk stole your buddy.
She will pull Sunrunner out of her backpack. Has he significantly gotten bigger?
Physically bigger? No. In fact, he's been the exact same size since the day you got him.
Is he like a pseudo dragon? Not a baby, but like this is his full grown size.
I remember that we've done the whole dance about what is this thing before, and you essentially did not know, and that has remained unchanged. You just remember that when there was the guy in Waterdeep that talked to you guys while you were doing some shopping and like flipped a coin to you, Ulta, and this little dragon like flew following it into your bag.
Have we ever talked to Elia about Sunrunner?
No.
I try to keep him under wraps as much as possible because I don't want him to be targeted or anything.
True. Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns.
She's gonna like take him out and like fly him around a little bit
Okay.
just to see if any of, not necessarily his properties, but he was pretty, the last time I remember bringing him out, he wasn't interested in doing much training, but I think that was because of the stone.
Right. Okay. Make a perception check, please.
Sure. 24.
Okay. So this is one of those few times where like you open up the bag and go to get him, and it's like he's gripping onto something and trying to hang onto the bag. And then you made this motion, so I'd imagine you like shook it a little bit to get him to come out. So he just kind of falls out and plops on the ground, shakes it off, and looks up at you, and looks around. Easily, you can see that he's like recognizing all of you guys, and just starts immediately following your commands.
Seems they're doing pretty okay. Back to normal. Not too much has changed. Aster, what about your little friend? And she's gonna point to the end of your staff. Because I can't remember
Seymour.
if Seymour. I was just gonna say I can't remember if Seymour is too big for the end of your staff at this point.
No, he's okay. He's just sitting his little butt down. He's just hanging out. But yeah, no, like, what has he thought about this?
What
Gestures broadly.
is Seymour thought about this?
Yeah, and like the gem and like.
So that's a good question. Seymour has been much more like, you'd be able to tell by now, Aster, that he seems to be like trying intentionally to, I'm gonna say, shut down. I'm having a hard time figuring out the words to describe it, but like it essentially becomes part of your staff when he's there. It's almost like when you're not directly addressing him, it's not like he's a creature sitting there like hanging on while you're waving the staff around and stuff like that. It's like he blends into the staff. But then when you specifically like address him, then he kind of reanimates and looks at you and looks at people around him and stuff like that. All that to say, it doesn't seem like there's really much reaction from him at all, unless you specifically like talk to him.
Well, yeah, I'll talk to my little guy. Hey, bud.
Yeah, so the end of your staff is gonna kind of twist. You can tell, like, he doesn't have eyes, right? But he's got the little branches that look like kind of tufts of hair. And he just kind of looks at you, turns his trunk toward you, I'll say, and you know, arches, so you can tell he's looking right at your face.
So what did you think about that weird little gem that we had that took us on a little bit of an adventure?
So he's got like one branch like this and one branch kind of down. Like the end of your staff looks like a twisted up set of wood. So it kind of blends into that. And you're gonna see these two arms of his just kind of come across and go like this.
Aww. Yeah, I feel that way too. It was not the time that we thought we were going to have with that.
He's also going to like look around and see all of you guys, and just kind of point at Sunrunner as he's flying around.
Yeah, he's flying. He's been doing that for a bit. Do I like see like if he's pointing at something specific, or is he just tracing?
He's like tracing Sunrunner's flight path, and then he just kind of reaches up, and the ends of his branches do this sort of grabby hand sort of thing, And then he looks right back at you again and like taps on himself and points at the ground.
Oh, I see. Okay. I have. It is wild to me how little I have used the wing boots that I have on my person.
Ooh,
I
okay.
don't know why I continuously just don't utilize that more. Maybe because I like becoming birds. I don't know. But yeah, I'll like kind of like do like the same pattern while holding Seymour and using my little wing boots.
Okay, how are you holding Seymour? Is it just like with the staff you're just flying around?
Yeah, just like with the
Okay.
staff and like keeping it like relatively stable so it's not just like waving around.
Right. Okay, so Sunrunner's pretty quick. So it takes you actually some effort to kind of keep up with him and like stick around, and you can tell that not Seymour. Sunrunner's kind of quick. So you're trying to keep up, and you can tell that Sunrunner kind of like reacts to you flying with him and starts kind of like darting around and making different maneuvers. It seems like he's having fun. And at first few seconds, Seymour is just kind of like flopping around like a wet noodle. And then you can see him like take his arms and like grab onto the nearest part of your staff that's near his butt. And then he like solidifies and becomes part of the staff again while you're flying around.
Well, yeah, I'll do that for a little bit and then I'll stop and see if that's what Seymour was pointing at and wanted to do.
Make an insight check.
Okay.
Nice.
It's a natural 20.
Nice. It was very close.
Oh,
But
no.
now Seymour's gonna take something into his own hands a little bit. When you land on the ground, he's still like following Sunrunner, darting around. He's gonna like pick himself up and stand on two little trunk legs on your staff and just jump off. And in the next moment, you're all almost shoved aside by the immediate colossal growth of Seymour into a 20-foot tall walking tree with this massive double thud on the ground, and he like finds his footing and then just starts kind of slow giant running toward Sunrunner and like reaching up, like basically just trying to like grab him. They're playing together.
Okay. Be careful. Please be gentle with him, okay?
Ulta is going to take a different approach. She's gonna go, no, it's okay. Let them play a little rough. Maybe they can start helping us when the world falls apart.
Okay.
And she's going to allow. I'm saying that with a question mark because I don't know if Ulta could necessarily like allow it, but she's gonna allow Sunrunner to kind of like. If you've ever seen like little birds bully a bigger bird.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like she's going to kind of like give Sunrunner permission to kind of like egg Seymour on a little bit.
Okay.
Just to play around. Like she's not trying to instigate any sort of fighting, but she's been training Sunrunner to like listen to commands and try to breathe fire and be helpful.
Yep.
So she's gonna kind of like give Sunrunner whatever permission obviously Seymour will allow. I don't want either one of them to get burnt and or smushed.
Exactly. I'm like, I think I've seen a story about like a large lizard hurting things flying around it. I'm just
Yeah. All right, fair enough. Sunrunner is going to start instead of like juking around and darting in different directions away from Seymour, he'll kind of mix that up with occasionally like diving into him a little bit, and kind of like somewhere in between it, like combined the precision and speed of a hummingbird like darting around and like the clumsiness of a big old bumblebee just like bumping into window. He's doing that on purpose, like bumping into Seymour, and Seymour's kind of catching on and trying to do this, like grab at him, maybe catch him, poke him a different direction. So it looks like they're catching on.
Yeah, I mean, we could let them do that for as long as we want.
Yeah.
We'll sit there and watch. I mean, I know Ulta would sit there and watch and probably
Sure.
like try to give some sort of training commands or whatever the case is. But she is going to still kind of turn to Juno and Icarus and Aster and still kind of say like, well, we could go to the person you think knows more about the shadow, or we could, I think, check on Spunk back at your house. I'm a little concerned about all of this stuff. There's just a lot of stuff in that bag. I think I'm okay to go wherever you guys need to go. She's gonna look towards Icarus as well. Is there anybody you wanted to talk to about like the boyfriend disappearing thing? Or I mean, you can also bring your little dragon out to play with these guys if you wanted while we're doing this.
Yeah, I so answer the first part. I don't know. I feel like we like got a little bit of an answer and then didn't, but then or he disappeared while we were in the pocket dimension, right? Or was he still there?
He was not with you when you were absorbed into that pocket dimension for the fight, but he is here again.
Okay.
Like he was in the house when you reappeared there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where to go with any of that, honestly. None of it made sense, and I don't know how to make it make sense, so I'm just kind of sitting with it.
Is he adult size right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Artemis can come out and play. I feel like she'd be like a little bit more shy compared to the other creatures, though, just because she doesn't do as much.
Okay.
But I'll give her the option, but I feel like she'd kind of just chill and watch from peeking out the bag or on her shoulder or something.
Okay. That works.
You know, will the person you want to go to talk about my shadow also know about why Icarus's boyfriend turned into a child?
I mean, I was just gonna ask the Moonweaver for help. You know, just go to like a temple and be like, "Hey, it's me again. Questions."
I was gonna say, can we just yell at the gods and hope they answer our questions, or like, I don't know.
I mean, your boyfriend is like a pseudo demigod, and he can't even answer his own questions.
And
so.
he turned into a child like
Yeah, that was
12
weird.
hours ago.
That was weird.
And he doesn't remember it. I just stare at him.
Yeah, all he figured out is like that he seems to change presentation of himself to like what I need, I think we decided. But since I'm home, I need the childhood friend, but while we're outside, I need the heroic partner or something. But that doesn't really answer everything, so I don't really know.
Well, you should think really hard about something else you need. Like, think really hard about, like, maybe you need something.
Chicken and waffles.
Yeah.
I'm gonna think really
or-
hard about like some badass tattooed biker and see what happens.
Oh man. Nothing happens.
Okay. No, I don't think anything. I don't think it works. Maybe it's subconscious or something. I don't know.
Okay, so
Sounds
order of operations would be check on Spunk,
check on boyfriend, check on
check
Shadow.
on boy, check.
Yeah.
Check on
We got
House.
some
Is that
checking.
last?
Aster, do you have anything we need to check for you?
I don't think so.
Do you need to check on your family?
I could.
Okay.
Sure. I'll send an animal messenger later.
Not to like freak out on like little things or anything, but Seymour did just grow to 20 feet tall just in an instant, right? Like we all saw that.
Yeah, he usually hasn't been able to do that. So
Is he like
that's
forever?
a little new.
So
Is
as
that
a
like a
reminder,
Forever our
year
big
thing?
tree buddy
Or is
now,
that like
or
a-
is he?
reminder over the table, and in character, your characters would remember this. The only other time that Seymour has come off of your staff, he did grow to about medium humanoid size.
Yeah.
And,
He
and
ran
now,
through the little
yep.
maze place.
Oh no, it's been 3 then. That was the first time, and he was about
Yeah.
Ulta Spunk size. Second time he hopped off of there, he was about medium person size.
Oh my god, that's
and
right.
now he's 20 feet tall.
So like, he can go back and forth, but like,
Or maybe
definitely
he's just
grown.
growing
Or
up
I think
rapidly
he's
and just has
probably-
a stasis. Yeah.
Yeah.
kind of seems like that. Like he'll grow as big as he would be, but then he wants to stay his little buddy with you so that he doesn't have to leave because
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hard to travel with an ent.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
So what I'm hearing is that Seymour does the same thing that Icarus's boyfriend does and becomes what you need him to be in the moment you need him to be that.
He needed to be 20 feet tall so he could reach.
Okay, but counterpoint is Sunrunner also doing that for you by doing that weird thing where you had a shadow and seemed bigger?
I mean, I think it was my shadow, not Sunrunner's shadow.
Oh,
Any-
yeah, but like Sunrunner breathed it on you.
Anybody who's trying to figure this out, honestly, make an Arcana check, please.
What are we trying to honestly figure out before I roll?
What's going on with Seymour specifically?
Yeah,
Okay, check.
exactly.
All right, because we have talked about a lot of things.
Yes.
Oh,
Do my part.
15.
7.
6.
That's actually kind of fitting that Aster would be the one to get the high score on this. Ulta and Juno, yeah, you're like
We got those plus zeros.
just running through. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. You don't really know for sure. Aster, you couldn't put your finger on like exact details, but you would start getting the sense of like, okay, this is a creature that's growing at a rate that is astronomical compared to normal. And for as uncommon as this creature is, you would still understand that. But you'd start to make a connection of, oh, okay, he's been kind of like quite literally integrated as part of my staff for a while, a very powerful magical item. And every time you use that item, it flows magic outward. And you kind of think of it as like if I were to put a stick at the end of or in the middle of a river, all of that water flowing around that stick is like the magic that you have flowing around Seymour every time you use the staff. It seems like you using magic is like rapidly enhancing his growth. But when he reintegrates to your staff, he shrinks back down to that size.
Well, neat.
I'm gonna look at my pseudo dragon and be like, why does my magic not make you big?
It's just gonna look at you like with one eye kind of sideways.
You're
So
right,
is
it's
it
not
he or
nature
she?
magic, that's what it is. She.
She? Okay.
I ended up naming her after my cat because I keep yelling at my cat during stream. So that's what I ended up
It's
doing.
spinning.
Nice. Oh,
When
man.
you make the comment about why doesn't my magic make you bigger, Ulta will say, no, don't worry, you make your boyfriend bigger. That's how that works.
Hey.
And then she's just gonna start walking towards Juno's mom's house.
My beautiful big eyebrows are just like,
Thank God we left the council chamber and are not yet back at Mom's house, because those are two places where she would likely be, and that would be inappropriate.
But it would be funny.
Just
It'd be funny for
awkwardly
us.
silent.
So what are we betting as far as what Spunk is currently making? What do we think it is?
He said he's gonna sew it, and I'm
Actually,
really
Holding
do
bears.
something.
I don't know if he's gonna like embroider it or if he's gonna
Or
something.
So let's
I
do
think he's gonna put it on a bigger
comedic-
bag.
Let's do a comedic cut right there to
oh,
Spunk.
but
Don't
I'm like
give
I'm
away-
just imagining like a montage in like all of our heads with like the thought bubbles of like what each like thing we think it's going to be. Like Aster has an idea. It's not
Excellent.
it, but it's an idea.
Chris, without giving away anything you don't want to give away until you actually reveal, can you
Okay.
describe what you're doing with your
Sure.
seclusion here?
So I am making gifts for everybody. Feverishly trying to fuse two ideas together because of the invention kick that he's on after inventing cell phones and UPS. He now has other things he wants to invent. I'm still working on one of them, so hopefully I'll have it worked out in the next few seconds here, but
We're truly doing just like a cut away from that conversation and to you for the moment, so you don't have to be done yet.
I am sewing, tying things together.
Excellent.
I don't know if we have anything like that glues. I'd like to get my hands on a mundane sword, like just a regular short sword.
There are so many in that bag.
Great.
So many.
That's the first place I'll look, is I'll reach in the bag and say short sword and pull one out, and
I'll say Aster and others have specifically gotten like so many iterations of alchemical ingredients and stuff. We can easily say you have like a plethora of like saps and like plant tars that you could use as glue.
Sure. Perfect. Then the last thing I guess I need, I'm trying to debate whether this should be underwear or like comfy shoes.
Okay. We're going to stop. We're going to end on Spunk having that thought on camera. And then scene change back to the rest of you guys. Anything else while you're walking back?
Well, he's sewing things to it. So what if the bag of holding is also becoming like partially an article of clothing? So like you don't have to carry it or like attach it to yourself in that sense at least. So like I don't know, what if it becomes like a pair of overalls or something? To just have whatever part of your body that's the bag of holding, the original part of it, just out in the dimensional space.
Nice.
What if he's trying to make it
don't
like
love
his
that.
mouth? You know,
Oh
like
my
leaving
God.
everything in his mouth. Like, what if he's trying to turn the bag of holding into like a different version of him?
Yeah,
My
what
thing
if
with
Spunk
that is
becomes the
that-
bag of holding.
I think he is, but also, isn't it skin poisonous? Ulta's gonna ask
Oh my
that out loud. Cause like, she's like, I don't know that we want him making it like him because it's poisonous, I think.
Well, it would keep other people out too. It would just keep us out.
I mean, we
Also,
could
yeah.
he could have an antidote for his like flesh poison.
You just have to do that every time you want an item from there.
My like other thought was, what if he's just like throwing it to a bigger bag to see if it gets bigger in space inside too, like a jumbo bag of holding. Because there's a max amount of
Put
space in it,
there.
right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
got the freezer and it's got the other stuff.
The issue, I think, with that one, Icarus, is that you are not giving Spunk enough credit for the brain inside its head.
Okay.
So
My backup guess. I see your point. I think my backup guess would be more of like poison pouches from like the stuff on its skin, but only as like a defense mechanism if someone that's not us touches it.
Okay, that's actually very smart, and I feel like might be the opposite of too smart. So we're really kind of just towing a line at this point.
I give up.
That's actually very smart, and I would actually love to see that in person, but I think that I'm more worried about him just sewing an extra sack on the sack and filling it with like mud.
I don't know if a
Kind
double
of like a
sack
little
would be
puddle that he
great.
sleeps in at night,
Right.
like
Yes.
a portable puddle.
Yeah, like one of us is going to be
Oh,
carrying
that'd be
around a mud puddle.
Oh, God, yes.
Is this on like a belt or like a backpack is my question. Because if there was a double sack on a belt, that would be kind of concerning. But that does feel like something
That's
it would
just
do.
truck nuts.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
Yep.
yeah, like truck nuts feel on.
Yep,
on par.
truck nuts, bag of holding.
What's a truck?
Oh God.
Oh
We're
no.
just gonna keep going. Great. It's like a cart, but
But it drives
folks who
itself.
Yeah, and depending on what's hanging from its bumper, it decides on how useful or helpful they are to the community. Because you can have like a really cool truck, but then like if it has truck nuts on it, then you're like, don't
You're
know.
like docked points, right?
yeah,
I get it, and the same goes for adventure. So if we were to wear the truck nuts of holding, we would not be very.
yeah. I don't know that it would be looked upon with respect.
Okay.
Well, let's hope it's not that. We already
like-
have enough, hard enough time being taken seriously. Chris, you stop it.
As we walk up to Juno's house, do we hear Spunk
Chris lives here too.
screaming in pain?
Not
Anything on
unless I'm
fire?
bad at sewing. How good am I at sewing? Is there a sewing roll?
Let's make that I think sleight of hand is going to be the probably closest check for that.
17.
Oh, pretty solid.
Okay, yeah, no
Yeah.
howling in pain. But yeah, no, if you guys are arriving now, then I have all my things. I have my 4 things.
Okay, let's
But I've-
actually pause there because this is a perfect spot for us to take our first quick break, and then we'll come back to you guys arriving to a pile of gifts from Spunk. We'll be right back.
Oh.
Merry Christmas.
Is anyone else scared?
fucking penis.
Okay, and now we're
I
live.
would fucking
Yeah.
Shambles.
Opening up the stream said, if I had a penis.
Oh, I don't know if we caught that, but we caught Hyacinth reliving it.
Did somebody say boom?
Christ.
Hey, but for real,
I
though.
knew if I didn't cold open, we were going to end up down another rabbit hole for another 10 minutes. Oh my God. I love you guys.
I am unwell.
All right, hey, we're back. P.S. Spunk has gifts for you guys.
Note to self: buy a tub of country crock.
nothing.
Croc. It's the peanut butter jelly swirl bullshit.
Oh my God.
Goobers.
No.
It's a jar goober.
And to be fair, it was a little bit of both. But there were more pubes located in the goober, obviously.
So anyway,
Anyways.
Spunk has gifts for you guys.
Yeah.
On to the more important thing.
I'm just gonna write down goobers to Cleveland. That's all I'm writing down.
Perfect. Great.
No, that's a good note.
Oh man. And we're walking.
I have presents for you, dirty horse. So
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know who wants to go first, but you. Okay. Spunk pulls out your own hat, the black, long-brimmed hat that you're always wearing. He like gives it back to you. I improved it. Okay. I call this one. And he grabs the brim and turns the hat upside down and like pokes the dome of the hat so that it's pushed inside out. And this one is called the cat in the hat. And he pushes it inside out, and on the inside of the hat, in like the little dome piece that doesn't touch your head, he has stitched a little cat-shaped gem. He's had for the longest time in his inventory a stone of good luck, and he's just sewn it into the fabric of the inside of your hat and given it just the teeny tiniest little witch's point so that it can sit up there without scraping the top of your head. And just gives it back to you. It's been improved, and he pokes it out, and so the brim is now this whatever length you had it at, 12 feet wide, but with like a 3-inch tall witch's tip to it now.
Just the tip.
Just a little chody tip. All right, so we
Kind of
have,
like when you like pull the edge of a condom or the end of it.
yeah, a little reservoir tip for a stone of good luck.
So, Juno, you may add a stone of good luck to your inventory. Fun fact,
And I'll
the picture in
remove it.
D&D Beyond is shaped like a cat's head.
It's a little kitten with a little emerald eye on it. And I'm gonna remove it from my inventory.
Do I have to attune to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fuck!
It's okay. +1 to all your saves. Pretty good. Esther, you are quiet a lot of times, and I feel I've been using these, and he pulls up like the box of Nolzur's paints that he has, but he opens the box and the box is empty. He's like, I've been using these for a while, but you don't talk very much, and I feel like you would do well to jot your thoughts down. But like, I didn't have a journal to give you, so I figure, what if you jot your thoughts down and then your thoughts became loud sentient creatures? So I made one of these, and he has just a giant fuck off paintbrush that has like a Rolodex of the paints all downward facing with like little hoses leading into it with like a rotating like system. So it's like one of those mechanical pencils
Like
with the
those-
different
that's what I
colors.
was thinking, like this really
And there's
cool
like
pens.
there's like an IV pinch on each one of them that like you just unhook so that it like runs it into the paintbrush.
Nice.
So I made these. I don't need the paints, but maybe you can do something with that. He hands you the big apparatus, which is now this paintbrush with bottles attached. Mechanical pencil, and I have to do Icarus last because Chrissy.
For
the thing.
for heck's sake, can you tell her what item that was? It's like no.
It's called Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments.
Yeah.
Here, I'll actually just put it in the.
Oh, it's what Chester has.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I put it in the VTT if you want it.
Ooh.
You can get it later.
Oh, perfect.
Delete from inventory, clearing out my inventory and giving them to other people. For Ulta, I make a disc, and he pulls out like this fitted like green dress with like a triangular mantle that comes down to like a V cut and has like a little billowy kind of like tutu-esque sprinkle out of the sides. And I'm like, here is the bag I borrowed. This dress has pockets. He like reaches in and puts his hand in the pocket and like says, spider ice cream, and pulls out the spider ice cream from the pocket. Now it's a dress of holding. And he hands it right back to you.
That's really cute.
I was going to dinner and like you need the dress because you left all your clothes back at your rich parents' house.
Okay.
Thank you. Where did you get this fabric from?
I found it. Cuts to Juno's mom's closet with like holes cut out of all the green dresses she owns. I found it somewhere. They had a lot of fabric available. And then lastly, for Icarus, I know you really want a magical item because you are thirsty and jealous of your big sister. So I gave you one of these. And he pulls out a glowing short sword. And he like touches the hilt of it and it glows like a fucking sun. It's a sunblade. I made this for you. Upon closer inspection, it is just a regular short sword with a drift globe taped around the hilt. And it can cast the light spell and daylight once per day. And so now you have a sunblade. You ain't got to wait 6 days for them to make a silly sunblade for you no more.
Nice.
And that's all my presents.
That's actually very thoughtful.
Not me
Very
crying
sweet.
on the inside. I can't.
I figure he really wants a sunblade. And he leans over to Juno. And I don't think he knows the difference between a real sunblade and a nut sunblade. So I figure if we just give him a fancy one, that he'll just accept it as it is, like a toddler. When you give him like the second player controller to a video game system, but you don't plug it in.
True.
Be able to figure it out.
No, just just inflate his ego a little bit. And he'll go over to Icarus and just pat your head. You deserve this. You earned a sunblade. You're very good at the things you do. Never figure it out.
Damn.
I'm trying to gauge Icarus's reaction. And I don't know if it's like flattered or
I'm
completely.
gonna be honest, Hyacinth. I think we're all trying to gauge Icarus's reaction. I think we are all standing there holding our items and watching
figured.
Icarus to see if he throttles Spunk across the
I
room.
figured very much there would be a conflict of whether he thinks Spunk is dumb enough to think that this is a great gift, or if it's like a thing where he would be like, this is sunblade, I don't want this, and throw it across the room and not like it at all.
I think he thinks that he's like, Spunk is really smart in niche ways. I'm sure he thought this is what a sunblade is, and I don't want to dishonor his gift. So I'm really appreciative that you went out of your way to make me a holy sunblade, Spunk. Thank you so much. I'm flattered.
Incidentally, you also have a drift globe in your inventory now because it's yours. I gotta delete it from my...
And
do
before
I
I have to
on
go in
attunement
D&D
slots?
Beyond and make a drift globe sword, we're just gonna have a drift globe in your inventory.
Then deals 1d6 damage.
And a short sword if you care.
Corndog, on the question of attunement slots, I am not
Not more.
opposed to finding ways for characters to have more than 3, but we have to go into that with the full understanding that that is a game-breaking mechanic. So it would take some serious time, skill, effort, and time dimension time
Yeah.
to do
You're
that.
gonna get a feat.
Reminded you that I have dumb shit that I'm attuned to, like a ghost lantern.
I mean, that's a choice you made.
Yeah, but like
I
the
can't
friend's
unattune
inside.
to
You
it.
can't just
you can.
unattune from the friend.
That's my ghost.
Wait, you haven't unattuned from that?
Roots. I got a ghost.
You didn't unattune from that when I told you it was basically necromancy?
Why would I care if it's necromancy?
Oh.
The shit I do is necromancy because it's healing bullshit.
That has been changed since with that.
Ideas to throw out to consider and digest. Silly things that you don't want to lose, but take up attunement slots. Perhaps you create an attunement slot that is in your room in the mansion that Spunk creates every night, and it is something that stays permanently affixed in there, and you are not attuned to it anymore. Perhaps somebody comes up with an invention that gives an individual person more attunement slots. Stuff like that. This is me trying not to say
Become
no,
an
but like
artificer.
more than 3 attunement slots is truly a game-breaking thing. So we
True.
would need to put some honest effort and in-game time to make that happen.
Or take the feat.
Or take the feat, yeah.
I'm just gonna become an artificer. I'm smart enough for that. That's just not true. That's not true at all.
I appreciate that most of us are now looking through all of our shit to make sure that we are attuned appropriately. But I'm happy to say that Ulta has been
90%
managing
say.
that fairly well, so.
Excellent.
Hey.
Not me
Surprisingly.
realizing I legitimately have a free slot because my magic items are all like not utility, consumables. Otherwise, I'm just holding on to them for the right time.
Well, I can't get rid of my belt of storm giant strength. That makes me cool. My amulet of devout gives me +2 to all my whiz. So that's necessary. And my ghost lantern has my little buddy inside. And sometimes they come out and move things for me. But I've got a stone of good luck just in case. Inside my condom hat.
Ulta's going to put the dress on. Does it fit right?
I took measurements while you were sleeping.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but can we say or
Love
can we
that.
like acknowledge how close I actually was with overalls?
Yep.
That's crazy.
I didn't want to say nothing.
But now, if we do have any like high class functions that we have to go to, Ulta, you can like store your weapons and shit on your person.
True.
Like you don't go in fully naked like the rest of us. You can put all the shit you need in there.
Just put it in your pocket.
She's just gonna pick up a couple rocks from the side of the house that's been trashed. I think a side of the house was like smashed in, or
Yeah.
yeah. She's gonna pick up a couple things.
Because
just
our
kinda,
pocket dimension exploded.
just toss them into the bag of holding, the dress of holding, the outfit of holding.
The gown.
I am going to, before next session, make an item in D&D Beyond and just call it "Thanks, it has pockets," and give you the bag of holding description copy pasted on it.
Cool. As soon as she sees that it isn't completely like messed up, or like that it fits well and all of the things, she will, without thinking, give Spunk a hug.
Oh, geez. Be very careful. I sweat a lot. And.
Oh, no, it's fine.
Oh. Ah,
Schlorp.
it's very nice, but careful. Don't touch anything until we get more potions. And he'll
Oh,
never did this before because poison. He'll lightly tap on your back.
She will pull out of one of her pockets antitoxin.
Oh, hey,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
this is what you're looking for. That's very good.
I think, yeah, we can hug anytime, bud. It's fine. If you
Okay.
hurt one of us, then, we've got a way to fix that.
And we'll just
All right.
hurt you back. And I'll go and give him a hug.
Oh, no. This is
Group hug.
I
everybody's going to.
really appreciate the sun sword you made me.
Oh,
God damn.
guys, you will live forever. Don't
It's cool because there's like a
worry.
little dangly sun attached to it too.
Indeed. That's what the sunblade is. It's. Oh, boy.
I like that Juno knows that both of them thinks that the other one's too dumb, but knows that they're both smart enough to know, and that they're both just trying to be nice.
It's very good.
We try. Yes, very good.
Most excellent.
Okay. Oh, you too. Okay. Yes.
Juno just kind of
Oh.
hovers nearby.
Get in here.
But he's sticky.
I'm always sticky. It's not going to change.
Are you sure it's not just when we're around? Wink.
What are you
What
implying?
is that supposed to mean?
What do you
Haven't
mean?
you read my latest smut?
No,
you
I
read the
can't
blog?
say I have.
Are you reading
It's called
the blog?
Feeling Sticky.
Oh, gross. Don't read that blog.
I don't know if you got many ideas from the last book I gave you, Butts and Butts and Butts by Chuck Tingles, but
I found out that it is one of a decology. There are 10 of them.
there are 10 of them.
Oh my
It is a whole universe of Butts and Butts.
A Tingleverse.
A Tingleverse, if you will. And she's gonna point at Spunk. I hope that you wrote some interesting things, got some good ideas from Mr. Tingle.
Oh, I mean, lots of them, but none that I can implement just yet. I would need a lot more mechanics to implement something like that in a silly dress. But
Oh, no, I meant for Icarus and his friendly friend fiction.
oh, well, that would involve dulling the blade, and I don't think I had the time to or the know-how. I'm not I'm not a blacksmith, so I wouldn't be able to. Maybe in the future I definitely have ideas. I wonder if I put a bag of holding in a scabbard, if I could get him to put his sunblade and sheath it where the sun don't shine. That would be genius.
Where's the temple that you wanted to go to?
Yeah, we can go to doody 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 doo doody 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 doo. Let me get
That's
to
a
the
weird name for a temple.
bridge.
That's the song name for it.
The Tower of the Moon's Magic.
Yup.
I'm not familiar with that particular dialect of Elvish.
What? Huh? Tower of the Moon Magic?
Doody doody
Doody
doody
doody
dark
doody.
elvish.
Doody doody doo.
Where is that?
Doody 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 dark elvish. They live in the Underdark, which is next to the Underdark, but much sillier.
Corndog, where is it? I'm having a time.
I don't think it's on the map. I was just looking through. It's probably close to Moondark Hill.
Yay! Skirt. Okay.
That feels right. Let's go there. That's
All
by
right.
our house too. So
This we're at like end of the day now. So are we doing this now in the evening?
I've
That's
got the
not
spells
to-
for it.
Okay.
Dusk is probably a good time to talk to the Lady of Moonlight.
Exactly,
right?
she do be the moon weaver.
True.
Yeah, we can wait till nighttime.
All right.
Spunk, just so you know, as we're walking in, when it talks about moon weaving and moon things, that doesn't mean you just drop your pants and moon everybody.
Oh. See, I was gonna do that, but I didn't know how to hold a crochet needle with my cheeks.
You don't know how to hold a crochet needle with your cheeks?
Yeah, it's like moon weaving was very confusing to me.
Well, yeah, no, but like,
You don't use a crochet
It's-
needle to weave. It's a
Yeah, but I can't fit a loom up there. That's crazy.
that's on you
figure
then.
the
Well, then
easiest
it's
way
like-
to do it is to hold a crochet needle. It'd be the best way, the easy way.
but that would be like the moon crocheter, and that's not quite where we're at. So,
Nah.
but also, it's literally just a stick. So you just gotta clench.
Yeah, but I don't have a lot of
Stick.
dexterity. I don't have a
Do
lot of.
people not weave with their hands?
I don't have what you call anadexterity, so I can't really like crochet. Not without help, I guess.
Just over, under, over.
Okay, so we're here.
Yeah. We're here, everyone. Welcome to Tower of the Moon's Magic.
Do we need to do anything before we go in? Do we need to like take a bath?
Put on a mask,
Put on a
sanitize our
mask.
hands.
There you go.
I mean, I guess just like wipe off your feet and maybe leave your shoes. I don't ever recall hearing people wearing shoes in here. It was always very quiet.
I never wear shoes.
Then you can just wipe off your feet.
Great.
Punk, how many toes do you have?
3. He'll pick it up and flex it for you. I have 3 toes. Well, toes. I don't know if you can call them toes because they're connected by this webbing in between, and he pinches the membrane. Are they called toes?
Just looks at Aster.
Heck, are they called toes?
Parcels.
I mean, sure. I don't see why not. Or just like digits is fine.
Sometimes I don't know when you're frog word and when you're human word, you know?
This is an unsatisfying answer from the animal veterinarian.
What? Like that's legitimately what we call them. We call them digits.
Listen, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm unsatisfied with the answer. That's all. Disappointing. That's
You're
all.
technically correct, and I don't like it.
I get it. It makes sense, but
Because like we have to like number them. There's like numbering charts, and it's the most annoying thing to have to remember. Like if like a certain one is like 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever. Because yeah, no, I struggle with that. Sometimes I struggled with that today, but I got it right.
Nice.
I just had to think about it for an embarrassing amount of time, probably, but it's fine.
As Ulta takes her boots off, she will go, "Oh hey, twins," and show her little 3-footed foot to Spunk. But hers looks probably a little bit weirder and like a little bit more like a claw.
yeah. Yeah, your foot looks like New York and mine looks like Pennsylvania.
Icarus is gonna
I
bend
don't
over and put his
understand.
hand over 2 of his toes and go, "Whoa!"
Before you do that, I'm gonna be like, "Hey, look, twins," and I'm just gonna like whack him on the shoulder because we're twins.
Oh shoot, yeah. That's the easier way to go.
I thought you were gonna cut off 2 of your toes.
that
to
would
be
be
sane.
harrowing. I don't want to deal with that.
Jesus Christ!
All right, remember all 30 questions we have for the Moonweaver, okay?
True.
What do we see when we walk in? Is it like a Catholic church? Are there pews I can sit down, kneeling benches?
So this is gonna be a lot like in our world a Catholic church. It's gonna be like there's an elvish style ingrained in everything that's happening here. And remember, in Everesca, everything is like it almost looks like it's carved out of all the trees, but it's actually like the trees grew into these structures as was willed by the people who established the city. So everything is like a really sleek oak, like bark kind of look. But you're gonna have like your sharp corners and your big tall structures, and even the occasional idol like placed around in decoration, and all of it dedicated to the Moonweaver herself, with like several, I'm gonna say just benches, but very much pew-like structure where it's like everything in the exact same proportion and spacing, and like one modest stage at the front with an altar that looks like it's for someone to speak at. And overall, you're just going to see several people. There's still like some buzzing around from all the chaos that happened earlier in the day, but in here it seems to be a little bit more calm compared to the general public area outside.
So this is where I lived for the first 200 years of my life. Welcome. Follow me this way, and I'm just gonna take them to like a nook and cranny area that's like within this place that enough people miss or just don't go near that I know about from growing up here. Just like my own secret quiet corner where I could hide from doing chores. I had one of those like bulbs too.
There's like little offshoot hallways that go into little alcoves and side rooms and stuff like that. I would say that's easy enough.
Well, today I have the ability to both commune, but I was also thinking it might be worth kind of doing what someone might call a lore check on you, Ulta, to see if there's anything about you that like you may have forgotten, or like if there's like something in legend that's been like obfuscated from your memory or something like that maybe we could learn about. The spell is called Legend Lore. I'm wondering, because you're someone of importance and stuff like that I would say you're kind of legendary. So maybe it would be able to help us. But also we should probably commune about it.
What if you like cast it on her and then you see that epic duel when we first met?
That'd be pretty cool, but also that was terrifying. I thought Ulta was dead. That was really scary.
True, really scary.
Spunk, is that what you did when we were in the one place?
In like the cave? Yeah.
Was it the cave, or was it like a?
Yeah,
I
with
thought
the
it was like an
golem,
altar
the very
place.
friendly golem.
It was like very near a puddle. Or
Was
a
it
kiddie
Legend Lore
pool.
that you cast though?
It was one of the spells, yeah.
Okay. Because maybe what we do is we cast it on the shadow that I saw behind Ulta.
Yeah, it was right near the kiddie pool that told us the future
Yeah.
or something.
Could you? I mean, if we've already cast it on Alta, could you cast it on like Sunrunner? Because we don't have the shadow right now, quote unquote,
We
right?
could try learning from Sunrunner.
Because Sunrunner
Sure.
had something to do with the thing, right?
What
I don't know.
happened? Yeah.
Yeah. Also, why did that guy know to give that coin to Ulta? That gave us some.
Oh.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Oh yeah, Sunrunner used to be a coin. I forgot that.
Do we still have that coin?
Well, she's gonna dig her hand into her pockets. And
Make an investigation check.
all right. I will say, I do know that I have an oblong, vague obelisk. Just in case.
Yeah?
Don't
What is
put
that
that in
for?
your butt.
No idea.
Okay.
It isn't flared at the end, so we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
15 on the investigation.
Okay.
You just gotta keep your hand on it.
Um.
I'm not in control.
Hyacinth, that worries me that you said that.
I.
Nah,
Oh,
it's fine.
man.
Everything works if you try hard enough.
Everything comes out
Abraham
eventually.
Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln or whatever.
No, people go to surgery for this.
I have to.
You know what they
This is
say?
really to stop.
What goes up must come down.
I have to break the fourth wall a little bit for this, guys. For those of you D&D nerds that might know what this means, keep it to your fucking self, please. For now. Ulta, you find one golden coin that is the same size and shape as the golden coins that you have otherwise for currency. That is, it's printed, I guess is the right word, differently than the rest. The rest are just like a regular, like a circle with like a dragon's head on it. Golden dragons is the general currency. This one on it instead has a blank, I'm gonna say, face in the middle with 7 small bird-like creatures around the perimeter. And when you're shuffling around, you pick this coin out and realize that it's different from the rest of them. Sunrunner is gonna like poke his head out of the bag, looking at you.
Yeah, I still have the coin. Be careful, because our little buddy is very interested in it.
You do me a favor and say return and hold it towards Sunrunner. Okay.
I don't want
Just-
him to disappear.
Just
Let's try a
curious.
different one. I just don't want him to disappear and then us not get him back.
True,
Do you know if he'll come back?
Well, in Legend, they come back out of the object, but I don't know for sure. So maybe not do it.
Kill the birdie. Kill the birdie.
So what if we cast Legend Lore on this coin in
Sure.
Sunrunner and we learn about them?
And I would be happy to do that tomorrow.
I can do it today.
Okay, great.
I set my character up with the intention to learn and do 1 big damage.
You're gonna learn today.
Look, some of the time I set up my character for healing. I didn't really do that this time.
You know, that's a
it's
good
fair.
call.
It's okay, I got you.
Why don't I change all my spells to do nothing and then just upcast magic missile all the time?
Yeah.
That's me with Divine Smite.
That seems like a really good plan. Stupid me, I learned all these spells for nothing.
Just do a 9th level magic missile.
Why? I just cast Fireball at level 8.
I'm gonna cast Legend Lore on our little Sunrunner baby.
Also, Time Stop is a stupid spell.
Okay.
Are you a chronomancy wizard or whatever?
No, Time Stop is a regular regular. It's just a regular Neville Eye spell for regular wizards who aren't special in any way, except for the fact that they're really high level.
He's a magic frog wizard.
Yeah.
That's all I've learned so far.
Sure. We'll say wizard.
He's a
Okay.
bard. That's what I knew it.
So I have a question for the table. Because we have been together for several years now, and I've done this at what I feel to be important points of things happening for every campaign I've run. How do you guys generally feel about the everybody take your headphones off except these two people? Like, is
You're gonna
that
ask
fun?
us that now?
Is that, yeah. Be honest
You
though.
told us to do it every other time.
I'm good.
No,
Is it
I'm
fun
good
for
with
you
it.
guys, or do you like to have the over the table knowledge and like
No.
play not knowing?
No, I love
Take
the
the
chaos.
whole question of meta out of my hands. I love it.
Got it. Juno and Corndog and Chrissy, keep your headphones on. Everybody else, fuck off for a couple minutes, please. All right.
Later, nerds.
Peter,
Juno.
nerds.
I
Juno.
think this is the first time I've gotten a whisper in this campaign.
Is it? Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So Juno and Ulta. So first of all, Juno, you would understand that in casting this spell, you should be the only person to see, experience, understand what's about to happen. But you know,
Yeah, if I wasn't, I was just gonna mumble everything that I was seeing and hearing anyways, so that way Ulta could know.
yeah, but you are able to everything that you see with Ulta. I'm going to describe 3 different scenes to you. I'm going to talk a bit. It's going to be a little bit of a rambling because I'm literally making this up over the last 2 minutes / now. Tell me if you want me to clarify anything. You immediately go to a scene where you are looking through what you feel in your heart to be Ulta's eyes. She's looking up in like flying above the clouds, looking up into the void of space above the clouds, and there is like this booming, massive, incomprehensible presence screaming at you, like mad disappointed in you. And Ulta, you're seeing this exact same thing in this moment. You have seen this before, the last time Legend Lore was cast on you, and you both get this feeling of that like sinking gut feeling of I fucked up and I got caught. Then we're gonna switch around to the second scene where Ulta, this is the moment that you receive the soul gem from the skeleton in the vault at Waterdeep. Juno, you are seeing this from your perspective in the same room at the same time. But one thing happens differently from what actually happened in that moment. Ulta, you look at Juno, and both of you have this understanding innately that you are re-experiencing this for the first time, and Ulta turning to look at you is different. Ulta is crying. Like she's done something wrong. But in this moment, there's like a start to a path of redemption. So Ulta, you're having this mixed emotion, crying, both like remembering a hurt or a disappointment that you've done, but now you realize I can write this. And then we flash to the third scene, which is Ulta in Ulta's body, kneeling, head bowed down, like almost in shame, but with a feeling of I'm on the right path, I've been doing the right things, and I'm living a better life than I did. Ulta, you have that feeling like in your soul. Juno, you can feel that coming from her, and then the two of you look up and there's this giant eyeball with the big slit down the middle, like you're looking at a dragon's eye that is thousands of feet wide. Like you cannot see the entire body of this thing. All you see is this giant eye looking at you as if it's in an active process of judging Ulta. And you get this question of, is she on the right path? Is she doing the good things, the right things in her life? And so far, you get a resounding yes. But, and here's like a message you get at the end of it, more work is to be done. And that's where we end that vision. Not tonight, that vision. You're going to snap back out of it. And Juno, you would understand that's a little different from what legend lore is kind of supposed to look like. The last thought you have is there is a lacing, a thick lacing of effectively alter memory around all of this.
Not something that I think a greater restoration could fix.
That would be a reasonable first thought to have, and you're not sure. Okay, everybody else. So that happened.
What happened?
Not to put you guys overly on the spot, but is there any visible reaction you have to that, either of you?
Just gonna stare at Ulta. Just stare with my creepy, big, black eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Aster just looking between them, like one to the other, one to the other.
Ulta is just gonna kind of like, because she's seen this now like a few times, with the exception of the tail end of like that little bit of change. That would probably be the part that she wouldn't share too openly. But I think she would kind of, she isn't going to share like all of what was witnessed, mostly because ever since that happened, we haven't had, like, as a group, any slow down time to talk about it. So I think at this point she would just kind of explain, yeah, Juno definitely got to see some of what I think is my past. I don't have very good memory of it. A lot of question marks. I think right now I'm just kind of on a path to being a good person. And apparently somebody is holding my shadow hostage about it.
Well, how do we
Hyacinth, you're muted.
convince them? Oh.
Sorry,
Go ahead,
I saw you guys both talk at the same time.
Well, if that's what they're doing because they think you're not a good person, how do we convince them?
At this point, she's gonna kind of look at Juno. I don't really think I know the answer to that. I think us continuing to maybe stay together and make sure Tiamat is not raised from the depths of hell. I think that might be a big part of it, but I don't know what that's going to do at the end of it. I'm not sure what me being a good
You maybe
person.
had association with her before.
Maybe.
I mean, knowing you now, it's hard to imagine you ever could have been not as good of a person. Because, like, this is your true you and your true soul, right? Even if you look different or something, the shadow thing, so, I don't know. But, I mean, whatever else we learned, we're here together, so.
Yeah. I'm starting to think that maybe it's like dragons watching me, or some sort of something watching me. Maybe that's why we saw that shape as a shadow.
Maybe someone at the Council of Dragons would know.
Yeah, because we still don't know who, like, the person watching you is, right? From what you described?
It was a really big eyeball.
Ooh.
That's a different person. But, so, well, yeah. Well, we saw an eyeball this time.
Okay.
Sorry, I clicked.
But
No.
the last time was kind of like a protector or a defender. I can't remember magic what his shape was. I think it was like, I don't want to say an imp. In my brain, I keep coming up with imp.
Sorry, what was this?
When the person that was protecting, that last time we did this, we like had a conversation with somebody who was hanging out with my shadow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, the little dragon guy,
It
little
looked
gremlin.
like a gremlin looking like a long-necked underbite dragon guy. And
Yeah.
Spunk recognized it.
If a dragon was a Shih Tzu,
Right. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spunk's having the same reaction that Ulta's having, because I can't remember that. I thought it was like an impish thing, but
It was like an awkward dragon. I remember. He looked like a golem dragon. I don't know. Like a little gray rocky guy. I don't know.
But yeah, so that guy plus a very large dragon eyeball, probably connected to the rest of a dragon. But it was too big to see the rest of the dragon.
Can I ask a question? Was this legend lore thingy on Ulta this time or on Sunrunner this time?
it was on Sunrunner in the coin, but they're associated to Ulta in some way. I think this coin was destined to get back to her.
Do you think that relates at all to either Sunrunner or the coin being the eye? And like as long as that's on you, they're watching or something like that? Or no? I didn't see it, so I
If
don't
that
want
were
to
the case, then Sunrunner could be watching too.
Mm-hmm. But also helping, so
Yeah, maybe
I
he's
might
like
be connecting too many dots. I don't know.
maybe he's like an angel on your shoulder, but you know, a dragon that spits fire and isn't always angelic.
I think Sunrunner's been pretty angelic, so at least
I
like
mean,
in
he's
a
never
good
spit fire on you, so
yeah, like in a good way, maybe not like in an actual angel way, but like at least a good boy kind of way, or good Sunrunner's pronouns. I don't know how to tell. I'm not.
I
trained in
have
dragon
no idea
anatomy.
how to tell the genitalia or sex of dragons.
Do they have cloacas?
P.S. What's everybody's passive insight right now?
27.
Oh boy.
Not good.
18.
Like I think
15.
mine's like
11.
11.
Oh.
Okay.
13.
Okay, in the middle of all this discussion you guys are having, and I want to emphasize, I'm not saying this to like stop you from having this discussion. This is a very clear, pointedly timed interruption by Corey as you're mentioning all this stuff happening right after Juno casts this spell. He like Juno and who had the 18? 18?
Ulta.
Okay,
Ulta.
so Juno and Ulta, you'll notice that Corey like starts looking around and then stands up and kind of like has this moment of like thinking to himself, like, what's going on? And he's going to go up to Icarus. Icarus, he's going to put his hand on your shoulder and look you square in the eyes and say, something has changed. I must go now. But I will see you again before all this is done.
Wait,
and he's... What, you were going to say something?
I was just gonna like say like as he's like maybe turning or something like, wait, do you have to go alone? What?
Where are you going? What are you doing? What just happened?
I don't know if I will be alone, but you all must continue on the path that you're on. And before anybody can react at all, he's just gonna yank you in, Icarus, and plant a big one on you. Square in the lips.
Ulta's gonna shout, holy shit, the Chuck Tingles books are working.
After that, he's just gonna take 2 steps back, look up, and in the moment that he blinks, he's gonna sprout these like 12-foot wings and have one thrust of them into the ground, fly in the air, and just like turn into dust on his way up. And his quiver, emblazoned in bright white light, drops onto the ground.
Oh my god, Spunk, did you disintegrate him?
I was going to, but then he disintegrated himself. Pretty
And
selfish,
his
if you
quiver
ask me.
dropped.
Yeah, I'm gonna
His
go.
quiver totally dropped.
I'm gonna.
Drop the quiver all over Icarus's bottom lip. Look at that thing.
I'm just saying. I'm just sitting there quivering. No. I guess I'll like lean over to it. Be like, wait, you dropped the.
Don't know. Quiver is a euphemism for penis.
Is it?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Why?
I did not know that.
Chrissy and I instantly were like, you guys are English.
He's
smut,
useless to me
clearly."
without this.
That's a terrible analogy for penis. A quiver holds arrows, doesn't.
I mean,
Shoot
a quiver
them.
is. I mean, it is holding arrows.
Yes.
Pew pew
Pew pew.
pew pew pew. Like
I was so confused.
it literally shoots.
It's literally just dangles there holding arrows.
Does that mean the other one is the target?
Wait, what?
I don't like this.
Hey, pal. You just blowing from Stupid Town?
Oh, yeah.
This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. I hate
Oh,
that.
man.
Read English smut. You'll learn.
Is
Need to read some Bridgerton.
no, I don't read
Oh,
books from
fucking
countries we
Bridgerton.
kicked ass for in wars.
So
Boom.
I'm gonna pick up the quiver.
You, Britain.
You're picking it up?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kneeling in like the moonlight with it, like holding it on my hands, like on my lap, just like inspecting it.
Okay. You
Oh
can
my.
feel that light as if it was like water flowing around it. You can feel the magic that's happening with these arrows in the quiver. You can add into your inventory. There's an item I made in D&D Beyond called Coralon's Radiant Arrows.
Whoa.
Coralons.
Whoa.
Bus and
Manage
quiver.
inventory.
Jesus Christ.
Cool.
I can't take you guys anywhere.
No, you really can't.
Quiver, that's on you.
Take a look at my crossbow.
Whoa.
What is he supposed to call it then?
Arrow holder.
Yeah.
Coralon's holder of
a very
arrows.
eloquent way to say
It's a
it.
leather pouch.
It's coin purse.
Okay, we're gonna pause there and have one more super quick break this time, guys. We'll be right back. All right, we're back.
Whee.
Wow.
Some crazy shit's happening. What next? There's my intro back into it.
So there's a giant golden dildo left in the moonlight.
The quiver, yeah.
And it's holding a quiver.
Wow.
Wait.
Wow.
Hang on a second.
The Icarus Haters Club today.
I am more than just a private part, okay?
The whole man attached to that.
Jeez. There's
An elf man.
Oh, man.
I'm more than just my dick.
More than my penis, guys. Come on.
God damn it.
And on that note,
So what the fuck was that about?
yeah, where'd your
I guess
boyfriend
he's
go?
gone. You know as much as I do.
Why are you dating him?
I
I
think we
love
just saw.
I love mystery, I guess.
This seems toxic.
He's got a rockin' quiver.
Does it at least like do anything? Is it like
Oh,
magic
yeah.
or something? Like, is it, or is it just gold?
I think this was a replacement so that mom doesn't have to try to make me something. I gotta be honest.
Mm.
I think mom conned him into leaving me something so that she didn't have to make a son thing because that would be sacrilegious or something.
When should
I
he?
mean,
when,
until he,
like, when did they talk?
I don't know, but until he comes back and we get answers, this is my conspiracy theory.
Okay, I'll let it stand.
But yeah, it basically like if I bathe it. Oh wait, I should probably don't know this until I rest with it or identify it. Never mind.
It
It
is.
glows.
I don't think it's something you have to attune to. It shouldn't be.
Oh,
if I did it
sick.
right. Yeah.
Well, I just assumed because it was magical, but basically if I bathe these the quiver in sunlight, I get 20 magical arrows produced from the sunlight, and then they can deal extra damage and make creatures glow if they fail a save.
Oh, it should make them easier for the rest of us to hit them.
Yeah.
Cool.
Not like a
That's
not
actually
like
cool
a,
as hell.
Not like a guiding bolt, but like a glow, you know.
Yeah. Like fairy fire, but different.
Not like fairy fire, like dim light. Like just glow, period. No magic glow, just glow.
Oh.
They become a lightning bug with non-magical properties. Just a lightning bug.
So it's not easier to hit them because they're glowing?
Not innately. It's easier to see them because they're glowing.
Exactly. It might be harder for them to hide.
Yes, like that. Like that's a good interpretation of it.
Can you
I
squeeze
think-
their ass and then whatever comes out, you can just rub it on your face like I did when I was a kid with lightning bugs?
What?
Yep, that's it.
Nobody else ever
Next-
did that as a kid?
No.
Yes.
You
No,
magic?
but next.
Yo.
Just
I
wasn't a lot
shoot
of
a
lightning
person.
bugs where I live. They don't make it through the winters.
That's sadistic. Oh my god.
We used to put them like little gemstones around our faces, like we were fairies.
I did that with
Like,
dandelions, not with living creatures.
we did it with
How
lightning
dare
bugs,
you? Flower rights.
but also bug ass. So
Well, gas.
How else without flashlights were we supposed to continue playing into the evening after 9 p.m. when it was after dark and the commercials were coming on TV saying it's 9 o'clock, do you know where your children are?
you know, magic kind of gets it. My mom didn't quite care where I was at 9 o'clock, but it sounds like you had family that did. So good.
No, you stop that.
They're from Minnesota, just like me.
It's struck for copyright.
That was so fast, though, wasn't it? I'm crazy fast at
That
that.
was awesome.
Oh my god.
As they're making out, I imagine that
Any-
when he pulled him in for the kiss, that
Also, I think
and
it's
then
kind
it
of
zooms
ironic.
out as the word MTV shows in the corner.
God.
I do think it's kind of ironic that the sun demigod just disappeared into the ceiling of the moon temple.
Yeah, was that like a
Ironic.
religious thing? Was he gonna like burst into flames if he stayed here longer?
I think it was just
You would know that that's not the case.
I think there was like a skylight or something, but it's still
But now
funny.
I want to create that conspiracy theory that the sun god's son blew up. Oh, we were inside the temple.
The son of the sun god and his son. Anywho,
So
we have some more questions to ask your moon god, right?
It's true. I mean, I thought we were going to ask about your boyfriend and why he turns into a child.
Yeah.
But now we can also ask about why he's leaving us.
True.
Just remember that you are limited to yes and no
Yes or
questions.
no questions.
Why is he leaving me? Yes.
This
We'll
was so
come back.
helpful.
Then will you wear wigs?
Will you wear wigs?
When will you wear it?
Then will you wear wigs? What are you doing?
Toby.
He's licking himself something fierce, and it
Oh.
sounds disgusting.
Just like me for real.
Put it on camera.
What?
I'm not putting all of my laundry on camera. He is in a pile of laundry.
He heard us talking about the quiver.
Put your quiver away, Toby.
At the mention of quiver, I start licking.
Well, he took a dash.
Toby ran out of the room when you said that.
As
Oh,
one should. As one
Be
should.
free, Toby. Get out of here.
I wish I could get away from me. Anywho.
What are we asking?
Yeah, what are we asking now? Because I was originally going to ask about Ulta-related things, but now your boyfriend acted all crazy.
You can also just pull the classic, do we go to hell now? Question mark.
Ooh, yeah. I should ask that.
That's the only yes or no question I can think of right now, so. Why did Corey become a child doesn't really formulate into yes or no easily.
Say, does Corey turn into a child because I need him to be a child? Isn't that what you said?
Also,
he
like, why do you need him to be a child? That's
Yeah, that's also not a yes or no question.
no, but I do want that answered from my brother. Why?
It wasn't conscious on my part. I don't know. Maybe it's because like that's what I needed last time I was here, not now. Because when I was a child, I needed that, and this place is full of childhood memories. But that's not what I was consciously thinking. That would be weird.
So, like, he's your coping skill.
Remember when I was confused by it too? And also, I didn't see him that way. Just you guys, right? Just uses.
You were alone when that happened.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was like, I have no recollection of this.
Oh, because no, that's right. That's right. Because I brought him back, and then he seemed normal to you all. That's
Yes.
right. But when Juno messaged him, he still sounded like a child. So, like, at least
There it
one other
is.
person knew about it.
Yes.
And I think you told us. That's why we know
Yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was a lot of specific things that got kind of flipped in my head. But I still know this isn't a real sun sword.
Is
Anywho,
that gonna just keep coming up as like the oh, by the way, when anything
By the way, I'm not that dumb.
comes up.
Oh god.
Right.
Oh, great.
We can ask her, do we go to hell next? Should we consult the Council of Dragons about your shadow or history?
Yeah. Maybe instead of should, like, would we learn from things from them in consulting
Yeah.
about shadow?
Or maybe
right?
there's stuff that like even just Ulta could learn from that.
Like, would this person have
Who are,
answers?
like,
Period.
Possibly related to the dragons. They probably know a lot more about dragon stuff. They know about dragon stuff, and we frankly don't. We're kind of out of our depth in that regard. We just kind of killed them a few times and absorbed them. But I wouldn't say that I know anything about them.
Isn't one person still waiting for a Dragonstone too? Or like, look, in theory?
I mean, in theory, if we could find one for Spunk, then we could all be Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Which would be cool. But I also don't know how to turn mine on.
Oh, yeah, you just think about it. Like, it's like the
Really?
Care
That's
Bear
it?
stare. Yeah, it's kind
Yeah.
of like the Care Bear stare. It, like,
Okay.
will light up in your chest.
Fucking Care Bears.
Like Iron Man.
Yeah. It just, you think about it, and it starts to happen.
Okay.
Go ahead and try it real quick.
Do you think it'll be safe to try that in the temple?
Yeah.
Hold please while I pull up my Google Drive.
Pro tip, I put all of Ulta's Soulstone stuff into the notes on D&D Beyond so that
Oh.
I did not forget it fucking exists.
You're smarter than I am.
Because I forget it exists.
That's a brilliant idea. I might also do that. Sorry.
Smart.
Bless you.
It just kind of came out.
I just put random notes in the notes app every time I remember, which is like once a game. So it gets really chaotic in there.
Ooh. My armor class increases. Wow. 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 Cool. I'll think about it. And start to shimmer with the light of the moon.
Nice. You can flavor your Sailor Scout transformation however you want.
I think it's very subdued right now because I'm not trying to draw attention in the temple. So it's just moonlight glowing off of my regular body.
Are there any effigies of like the Moonweaver around right now?
Oh yeah, the place is littered with them. It's like all over the walls.
There's just a bunch of ladies in this temple.
Yes.
It's kind of gay.
Love that. I'm gonna crawl up to the ear of the closest one. And I'm like, look how fucking cool she looks.
Excellent.
Right, now, how do you turn it off?
Yeah, you just think about turning it off.
His voice activated.
I don't last very
Just
long either.
clap.
Yeah, well, I'll just see how long it lasts. And just let it wear out on its own.
Astra claps. You can try to clap.
Oh no, it's handed now. It's clap on. Clap on.
You try to clap your ass.
Well,
Oh my.
Clap.
I'm married.
So that means the lights turn on and off in your home a lot?
Yeah.
We're gonna write that down in the
Yeah.
book and make sure your wife knows it.
It lasts precisely 18 seconds.
Oh, nice. 18 seconds of strobes.
For our audience that may not have experienced what this looks like before or forgotten, because it's been a long time since any of you have used this. When Juno does this, they turn into, well, they don't turn into, but they gain like dragon-esque wings that are bathed in moonlight and have this like cool armor on and shit like that. They become a dragon knight. Wow.
You didn't do the twirl, Juno.
Well, I already used it for today, so. was pretty cool. Neat. Do you think she saw? I know Ulta like whispered at her, but do you think she saw?
Dude, if she didn't, she's blind and rude. Because I literally, like, told her.
That would be rude. Okay, so we should ask her if we should go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
We should ask her if the Dragon Council potentially knows more about Ulta.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I get 3 questions.
You gotta ask about...
I have to upcast it. I know that.
She's gonna whisper to you. You have to ask about Icarus's boyfriend. I
Yeah,
just
what
don't know what.
She doesn't really respond well to like, what the fuck is that? Like I've asked her that a few times and she doesn't give clear answers.
So upcasting it does nothing for you.
Yep.
You can cast it multiple times at the risk that each subsequent cast you don't get an answer. So yes, each cast is 3 questions.
Okay. Okay. So I'm just gonna sit on the floor and try to concentrate for a second. And then being able to hear Spunk's eyes opening and closing. I'm then going to lay down on the floor, face down, and I'm just going to pull my hat over my exceptionally large ears and focus. Hey, it's me again. I'm back at the temple. Pretty cool. Questions for you. Do you believe that the Dragon Council has answers in regards to Ulta's past that we can't see because of her modified memory?
Juno, you're going to experience something that you would have definitely not expected. You're going to hear 1,000 responses.
Oh.
All in the course of like 3 seconds. And it's going to be across several different like tonalities and emotional invocations. A mix of yeses and nos. Like it's confused and there are so many outcomes that there can't be a clear yes or no.
Thank you. Next time, if we can just get one voice, that would be swell. That was kind of overwhelming. Should we just go to hell and deal with Tiamat there?
All right. Between the last question and this one, you're going to get a sense of your... By literally being in this temple and in this city, your connection to the Moonweaver is stronger than it would normally be pretty much anywhere else. So we're going to go a short phrase part of the spell here. And you'll get a feeling that the response is... It's one potential destination on your path, but not yet.
What the fuck are we supposed to do after that? And she's just gonna like mumble, like into the ground. So she's just like mumbling into stone. Okay, I think I only have one more question today. Should Icarus guard his heart when it comes to Corey? Is he a is Corey actually just Corellian? And it's gonna be like all of a sudden like 30 questions. Her first question is the one that she needs like most answer. But she's just gonna be like, who the fuck is this guy? Like, what is this about? Why is he doing this to my brother? Like, he's been a kid, he's been a man, it's been real fucking weird and creepy, blah, 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 blah. And she's just word vomiting through this spiritual connection.
Okay, she's gonna hear all of that out and end up going back to the original question and say no.
Okay, well, that means a lot coming from you. Okay, bye. Miss you. This was nice. Did you see me glowing? Can I still keep asking questions? You still there?
You will get a general sense of like a warmth that makes you feel like there is pleasure in how you've been behaving yourself.
Okay, miss you. Okay, Icarus, you're probably fine to keep seeing Corey.
But you used the question on...
It was weird. Everything's been weird. Don't deny that this has been weird. I'm
Everything's
just
weird,
looking out for
period.
you. You're weird man, kid, god, baby person. It's just weird. Like, who fucks gods? That's weird. Anyways, so Ulta, we might get questions answered going to the Dragon Council, but I don't actually know. Because I think like 10,000 people said yes and no at the same time. So I think it might just depend on who we ask. If they could be helpful or not. I think we might have to be thoughtful in how we go about asking people.
Good to know.
I also think it might be good for us to check in and see if you might have any connection to Tiamat. From like round one with Tiamat, you know, just vibe check a little bit.
Yeah.
Maybe if there's any books about the last time they were here.
Mm-hmm.
Because what if, hear me out, like it could be like some type of necromancer or magical being put the soul of a bad dragon into a kobold and tried to see something that way, or you could be cursed, or with this modified memory, I'm wondering if you've been a kobold this whole time, maybe. And maybe you were a kobold under her control before or something. You know, there's just a lot of possibilities. And I'm, like I said before, not that bright about dragons. Really fun to be around, but not that smart when it comes to dragons.
What was the other question you asked?
I also asked if we should go to hell or not. And she basically said, maybe, but not yet. So like we're not going there at the end of the week. So I think that definitely means we go get dinner with your fam.
All right.
Maybe we could talk to the Council of Dragons after.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe we could just invite them to dinner.
Oh, yeah. Would your parents be okay with hosting that many people?
I could find out and ask.
Okay. I know that, like, just the four of us are a lot. And I gesture at everyone else with a druid that's constantly out in nature. Spunk. Being Spunk. And then the twins who sometimes don't know when to shut up.
we'll ask. We'll send a little message, Rooney.
Okay.
Send it off.
If you need me to send the message, let me know. I haven't met them though, so it might not make it.
No, I think I'm good. I'm gonna send it the old-fashioned way. The same way I have been. She has been collecting little trinkets everywhere she goes. And sending them back to her mother. Picking up little things off the ground. And sending letters. So, she has been doing that this whole time. Every time we have been somewhere, she has snagged something. So, she's going to wander around whatever room this is, like whether it's like a cathedral or whatever. She's going to grab like a little pamphlet or a leaflet or however the Moonweaver gets the good word out there.
We say, yeah, there's like a little leaflet of like a 5-line citation that is pretty typical for people to say in this sort of ritual while they're here.
Yeah, and she'll grab a pen. Well, I suppose it's an inkwell, an ink pen. And she'll write a letter to her mother and father. And she will also... I have to remember her name. Leave contact information for Kerrigan, who is her mentor through the Lord's Alliance, to get a response back. Like, if you could please reach out to Kerrigan, she will get in touch with somebody with the Lord's Alliance, who will get in touch with me. But she will ask if they are willing to host a dinner for people who are invited, like a ball, if you will, like a very fancy din-din.
All right.
Oh, that means we get to do wardrobe changes.
Yes.
Sorry, I was muted. Yes. So she will send off a letter.
Okay. Putting a letter sent by Old.
I'm gonna have to commission art.
1000%. If you want me to like actually type up the letter, I will. But the gist of it is, for tonight's sake, just generically saying we are going to be traveling back to Waterdeep. I know I normally stay with the Lord's Alliance, etc., but is it okay if we use some of your connections to host a ball? And whatever the nearest holiday is, make note that we could use it as a reason to celebrate. To be fair, she comes from a pretty, not high class, but it is a well-known family in Waterdeep, so...
It is a noble family, per your own words.
Yes.
Yep.
So they are used to throwing things like this, and this would be something that her mother probably is already planning, but she's kind of thrown the curveball of her adventuring party, and all of them with +1s or more.
Excellent. I'm gonna say over the table. Well, no, in character. Ulta would understand that, like, you can pretty safely bet that they'd be okay with this. If you, over the table, Chrissy, if you would like to write a specific letter that has other details in any capacity, go for it. If not, cool.
I'll do that.
Okay. All right, I've got that. Prep point for next time.
And let me know, Ulta, if you'd like me to send the invites to the Dragon Council.
Oh,
Once we have like a date and time and location.
Yeah, I'm sure my mom would take care of that. She's pretty good about that stuff. But I will make note to make sure I just follow up about it.
Yeah, I don't know if the Dragon Council has like a mailing address. I was just gonna kind of yell in Elia's head.
We could just send a random person into the mountains with a message, right? Like we know. No, they probably wouldn't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that
We
idea.
could ask the necromancer to send a random person into the mountains.
Just tell a random person where to find the Dragon Council. No.
No,
Oh
no.
my
And,
God.
well, we do have the consensual necromancer that we could.
True.
Someone was willing.
The guy in Waterdeep? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The
or what are
ethical necromancer.
He's ethical now. Everyone that's chosen has donated their body to the arcane.
Consent is key.
Mm-hmm.
I just need you guys
some
to
have
know.
gotten paid handsomely for it.
I have played a consensual necromancer in other campaigns now because of that fucking guy.
This is very good.
Nice.
Like, right as they hit 1 hit point, I'm like, sign on the dotted line if you want to live. But you don't have to. It's up to you. If you want to.
A power grab of, I'm going to kill you, but if you want a chance to live more.
They could say no, but they won't because of the implication.
Plenty of people have said no.
Oh, shit.
In those games, I've had people say, well, the DM will say, are you the one in charge then? And I have to respond with, yes. And they're like, no, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a fun route to go.
So yeah, she will type up a letter. Magic, I will type one up for you, so you know some of the extra little bits and bobs that Ulta asks for, as far as lodging, and all of the things. And yeah, so make sure that gets all taken care of.
Sounds good.
So what's next? Since we got some time, or do we just start traveling to Waterdeep? Do you want to say goodbye to your mom?
I mean, we should probably
Guys?
wait till the sword's done, I think. So I think we're here for a couple more days. But we could invent
I have a question
a rune
for,
express.
for probably Juno, but do you remember, like, with our connection to the Feywild here in Everesca, when we ask the council for help, does that include the help of the Feywild? Or would we have to traverse into the Feywild and ask for help additionally? I don't remember that being explicit in our conversation.
I can't remember diddly.
I might need help with that question. Can you expand on it?
So, from our knowledge of Everesca, it is innately connected to the Feywild.
Mm-hmm.
When the council agreed to help us last session, does that include help from the Feywild forces that we might be connected with or allianced with?
Oh, the Elder Council agree. Okay, yes. When we say council, there's 3 of them now, so I need. It would be helpful if we specify every time we mention one.
The old elf people.
Yes. Nobody explicitly said so you're not sure.
Hopefully.
As far as you know right now, it could, but you're not sure.
But we shouldn't go into the Feywild because that seems a little bit of an added complication. Right? I just know it's fuckery. That's what we were raised. We were raised to be wiser than willy-nilly with the Feywild. Because are there any other forces we're gathering for this thing? Because we've talked to some of the Astor's family and the Druid tribes, and then we've talked to the elves of Everesca.
Yep, and we've talked with the folks in Waterdeep.
Should we go back and talk to Spunk's parents too in this week we have? Or Spunk's people? We haven't been back there in a little while.
No, that's
Very
okay.
cold.
We don't have to go back to my place. That is While normally I would be very eager to open up cans of worms, that is one I would rather remain sealed.
Okay.
Is there a
All right.
reason why? Are your siblings more powerful than you? Is it a jealousy thing?
I don't know that my siblings are more powerful than me. I do carry quite a bit of them in my stomach, as you may or may not recall, but
Do you ever switch places with them?
switchblade. No, they can't grow anymore.
Oh. Why?
Because their spirits are bound to the familiar bodies that I've created for them after my parents ate them. So I store them in my stomach for the sake of rebinding them to flesh and subjugating them for warfare.
Oh, and you are making all this big stink about my ghost lamp, but you're carrying your siblings in your body for warfare?
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yeah, my ghost
We
No.
discussed it in the brine. You know, when we were all little tadpoles. That's why they all look like tadpoles.
Insight check. Are his siblings held against their will?
Feel free to insight check. Spunk, you can persuade or deceive.
Oh, I'm just gonna roll this. There. They are not. He does not look like he is telling you that they are being held against their will, and it does not seem like he's lying.
Cool. Still sussed out. He's honest, but what? I know we've gone down this rabbit hole before, but each time I just become so disturbed.
Yeah, you know, it's complicated. They would rather be bound to the body of a familiar than obliterated and not permitted to re-enter the wheel, being that we are sacrificial lambs being a figurative word, not a literal one.
Yeah, because you're frogs.
Right.
Wrong, sorry.
I was
Icarus,
going to let the slur slide, but that's
would you
okay.
want to be... Yeah, sorry. Icarus, would you rather be obliterated or absorbed into my body should things go sideways?
Is Icarus a sacrifice? I did not know this. I spent so much energy and time trying to save him from things.
No!
No, actually, you spent a lot of time trying to throw me into things to make sure you could survive from things.
Oh, but like I
True.
felt bad about it whenever I pushed you into things. Now I know you're a sacrifice. It's like, oh,
Wait,
well,
Oh,
then I
he's
don't
not a
feel
build
so bad.
sacrifice.
empathy?
I'm just saying. Consent is key. Like, if we were ever going to perform necromancy that required you to live in my stomach for the rest of your existence, to stay in the wheel.
Yeah.
You know what? When it comes to it, offer me a contract with a dotted line, and I will decide whether or not to sign it.
Okay.
I'm not prepared to make that decision before I'm faced with my untimely death.
Okay. That checks out.
Man, we are coming up with so many contracts to have drafted when we go to hell.
You should
Oh
have
my god.
time to sit in on a stream.
Don't we not sign contracts in hell? Isn't that like a rule or something?
It's not
Well-
a good...
Some of the best lawyers.
True.
Hell
Hell does?
does have some of the best lawyers.
The problem with that is that infernal contracts are based entirely off of your consent to your soul. What happens to your corpse is no longer considered proprietal once you've left it, and is therefore not covered.
This is getting
Master?
complicated again.
Would you also like to be absorbed in the event of your untimely death? I know we're not siblings, but I would absorb you.
I would love to take you in, Aster.
Thank you.
Yeah, it didn't feel good saying it.
There's so many question marks
You
at the
look
end
like
of
you
that.
did not
Thank
like
you.
the taste of those words in your mouth.
But I do want you to know the offer is there if it's ever needed. I might get the hot spits through the entire experience, and I have just as many questions as you have.
You
that I
might
can see
have
on
like
your face.
eternal hot spits after that. We're gonna have to get some Tums.
I only have hot spits.
I'm confused what hot spits are.
Oh, it's when your spit gets hot and you can feel it in the back of your throat and you're
Right
about
before
to
you get
vom.
bubble guts. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. I know
Them's
what
the
hot
hot
spits
Like
are.
when you
spits.
throw up a little bit, but it's not like actually enough to go anywhere with it.
Yeah.
Oh, like the same thing as like right before you poop yourself?
Yeah, where you
Sure.
feel the steam.
I don't get hot
Yeah,
spits
yeah.
when I'm about to poop myself, but I get bubble guts before I get to poop myself.
Oh.
Sometimes there's like a steady steam.
Don't they
Yeah.
go together though? Do you ever have them at the same time?
No, one causes the other because like,
Norovirus,
we're-
yes.
Oh, yes. We're
This
talking
conversation is giving
specifically
me the hot
about
spits.
hot spits.
Jesus Christ.
Back to the question at hand. Aster, would you like me to absorb you?
You know, why not?
Okay. Do not feel obligated to do the same. Unnecessary.
Are we
Just-
talking about like in a specific situation, or are you just gonna one day be
Yeah,
like, "Hey,
in
Esther,
the
get in"?
event- No, in the event,
event.
of untimely death, as you put it.
Mhm, mhm.
Would you like a
We're
copy
all
of the
gonna
contracts I
include
gave
each
with my
other.
siblings? I mean, you have to erase a lot of the stuff about parental devouring and self-sacrifice, but actually, I
Maybe
should
we can
relook
draft
over
one
my
together.
contracts because once you guys killed that one dragon, it kind of null and voided a lot of clauses that are involved.
Yeah, that's the
Yes.
dragon that I ate, right?
I don't know.
I didn't
Was
literally
that the
eat it.
dragon
That's-
that you used to turn into a magical girl?
The dragons that we ate.
Yeah, that's the one that was my magical girl. Was the one of Spunk's people.
Gotcha. Then yes, that is it was
The dragon
green-
of Aurora Borealis. I had a name like that or something.
Yeah, Sailor Moon Dragon.
It was the shiny crystal in the sky.
Whatever you absorbed from that one, that was, yeah.
Could we have had
Killing that dragon caused a lot of
Can you
clauses to
divorce
be
us?
voided. Huh?
Can they divorce us? Can they just leave us?
Can who divorce what?
You,
The
you don't
dragon.
know.
Dragon
Oh.
souls?
Did you marry the souls?
We consume them and they are a part of us. Hence that glowing little bit that I did back just like 20 minutes ago.
I don't think they can, but then I also like this brings in the question of consent again.
Yeah, because the dragon that gave me their soul just kind of like died in front of us, and then like we were in combat. So
Yeah,
We
like
didn't
some
really
of us
have, like, a
consented a
full
little more than
conversation.
others, I feel like.
I thought part of the ritual of doing this whole fusion dance thing was that they had to impart their power.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that was implied. In most of them it was explicit, but maybe in yours it wasn't.
no, they just kind of died because we were in combat, and they're like, "Here you go," and then
They
we
said,
were.
"Here you go."
They didn't even say, "Here you go." They just kind of.
If I remember correctly, mine, Aster's, and Ulta's all like spoke like, "I bestow this upon
Hmm.
you."
Yeah.
Did you
Yeah,
forget
like I
that
said, we
conversation when you had
arrived
it?
at the fight, and that dragon was already dying.
But, like, you're
One
the
of the
way it
Homestead
can live
dragons
on.
died.
The dragon is the tadpole in your tummy.
But I
What?
don't contract.
That actually made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, that was actually a really good way to say it. Like the dragon was dying, and you're the only
Took
way
me
it
a
can live
second,
on.
but yeah, I got
Yeah.
it. That was
Yeah.
Is it like a
surprisingly brilliant.
symbiotic relationship? Is it like a parasitical
Okay, full
relationship? Like,
circle.
I don't think it's symbiotic, but I think at least its soul lives, right?
Yeah.
But like, it's not like feeding off of you and you're feeding off of it.
what if I die? Does its soul die too then?
Oh, then you explode and become a dragon. A dragon grows from your dead corpse, obviously.
Not feel
Obviously.
that stands to reason.
Shut up
Like a
now.
fucking chest burster.
Prove me wrong. I dare you.
Aliens.
And deadly encounter incoming.
This is the one time you can't prove Icarus wrong.
Right?
I need to talk to someone about this dragon. I'm not mad about it. I'm just curious.
I have such an awful image of just like the horned like dragon head being like one of those alien. I mean, not from Earth movie chest bursters. I don't know what
Not
they're
from
called,
Earth
but
movie.
I'm trying not to say the name.
Predators, aliens.
Okay, well, I thought we couldn't say that, but it's
No,
its own
yeah,
word. So
yeah, I was joking before. We can say
I don't think there's a
trademark
TM
things. It's
next
just
to the word aliens,
Yeah.
because
I don't know how things work. I'm just a small child.
there's a lot of nuance behind it. Chris is the only one who has actually pushed the line at all, and still, it's not even really all that close. So, nothing to worry about.
Yet.
Mostly comes down to music. Anyway.
don't you dare start playing that song again. Stop it.
Wow.
So anyway.
We asked a lot of questions here, and most of them weren't the ones the goddess was answering.
No.
So now we know that you have a boyfriend that just lit it away. Ulta has cool dragon backstory, but we don't know anything about it thanks to a memory modification spell. That's super dope. Aster's little buddy is now the size of a large ant.
Would a remove curse affect a memory modification?
Don't remember.
I was thinking about greater restoration, but I think I
Yeah, I
already
was like, I
did that on
believe
Ulta
it's
once,
greater
and that didn't do
restoration.
anything.
Yeah, I'm not a magic-y person, so I have no idea. But
Because I have greater restoration and could cast it. But
yeah,
I
I think we've done both of those on her when she first lost the shadow, I think, or something like that.
well, it was much further.
No, when you were glowing, we tried a bunch of spells on you to try to remove the weird glowing presence thing. It looked like you were haunted or glowing or something when we first got to Everesca.
That's right.
We tried to dispel and stuff.
So I could try it again, but I don't know.
God, that was
I feel
yesterday.
like
My
it's-
memory's so bad.
I feel like it's not you. It's something that's like observing you and surrounding you. That's like shielding it from you.
It's not you, it's me.
So that's rude. Whoever did that, fucking rude. Your memories are yours. How dare they take them?
Huh?
Once I find out who took your memories, I'm throwing a shoe at them. For
Yeah.
minimum, if not half of the fucking sun.
I'm gonna go home and pocket one of Mom's heels so it hurts more.
Ooh, yeah. We should raid her closet before we leave.
Oh, absolutely.
Especially now that there might be a ball. Spunk, I can get you access to better linens than even the ones that you made that dress from.
Hmm. See, the thing about linens, are you saying for me to wear them?
Well, or to make capes or anything that you might think might make you dashing for a ball.
Yeah, linens tend to absorb, and I tend to secrete. And wearing wet linens is less comfortable than walking around wet all the time. You know what I mean?
Have you ever just thought about
That's
wearing,
certainly a choice.
Yeah. You like imagine right now that you were naked. Wouldn't that be awesome? That's how I feel all the time. Now imagine that while you're naked,
then my nipples will get cold.
I mean, but like you have hands. So like you could
Yeah, but then I'm just that lady that's
it's
like
beside
walking
the
around
point.
holding her tits.
The point here is that you would feel great and that you could do whatever you wanted because you are free. Now imagine that you were like, oh, I think I stink a little bit. I'm going to go take a shower. And then as soon as you finish showering, you immediately put clothes on. That feeling where like the shit sticks to your back and like the moisture in places does not get to dry out. That is how I feel all the time wearing clothes, which is why I only wear this little leaf and this little this thing right here. I don't even know what this is made of, but I wear it all the time because It keeps the sun out of my head. Keeps me from drying out. Do you have access to fine barks or perhaps like maybe leather? Oh, leather seems like a bad idea.
No, don't do that.
No.
Leather seems like a bad call.
It'll get real sticky, and then you'll make that squish squish sound when you walk. Yeah, we can find something.
We'll have to figure something else out because maybe like something water repellent. Like, could we skin an aboleth child? And or maybe
eat children for clothes.
Just like raincoat.
But it's
material.
an aboleth. Or like maybe like
we could get you a raincoat.
Maybe
so
maybe
you could
use
give people hugs at least.
Or like the sclera of a beholder's middle eye, something something that like has a little bit of opacity to it, but not, is like waterphobic, hydrophobic.
That sounds right.
Probably more oleophobic too, because I have a lot of oils on me that tend to muck up the works.
All right, we could probably find something.
Okay.
And if not,
well then, thank you.
Yeah, we can say that we tried. We could at least get you some cool jewelry to wear if you want it.
What is? Oh, like a necklace?
Yeah. Or maybe some rings. So that way, like, you can give someone like a good pop.
Yeah. For all that punching I do, that'd be great. But,
it would be an opportunity for punching.
You know what would be better is if I had rings that could store spells. That would be awesome.
Oh, we could see if Mom has one of those.
Or just like, yeah, no, that's it. I can't think of anything else in the moment that I would need or that I could use to doll it up. Ooh, maybe like a gold chain, and then I don't have to wear anything. I could just have a gold chain.
Oh yeah, that would look sick as hell.
Yeah.
Do you want it to just be the chain and
maybe
no
a
adornments
large
to it?
ornament at the bottom of the gold chain?
Oh my god, no.
I have this image in my head of my little chubby frog body and my fat frog tits supporting a gold chain with like a big red ruby or like a gold
I'm just seeing
vinyl disc.
Slave as a
Same,
frog right now.
Same, actually.
Flavor Flav. I watched
That
both.
point just
of his
become like the frog from the Crazy Frog music video. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my god,
You
I
know,
haven't
the
thought about
fa-
that frog in so long. I know that whole song though. It's list things that I can remember. Can't find my car keys, but I can sing all the different ding 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 from Crazy Frog.
True.
Did
She's a
he
singer.
just had a gold chain and a helmet. Yeah, that was not the helmet though. I feel like that sends the
With a
wrong
nice,
message.
like, cap.
P.S. We are very quickly approaching the time of the evening that we would need to either decide to rest or risk
Let's rest.
consequences.
yeah, let's sleep.
Sunglasses and a gold
Rest
chain.
and figure out what to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
By tomorrow, I mean 2 weeks from now.
Yeehaw. Okay, so there's more stuff to digest.
I don't like that. More siblings to digest?
No.
Jesus. You get to the house, all is quiet. Your mom is already asleep, you can tell, in her own bedroom. Anything last minute that anyone's doing before actually going for the rest?
Hey, Mom, do you know where we can get some rings of spell storing?
She would like quickly jolt awake. And tell you generally, yes. Oop, I have shifted around the wrong screen. over the table. Yes, there is a place for that. I will have to find it.
Okay, Spunk. Yeah, there's a place. We can get some. Ulta will probably need the Amex. I mean, the Fay X. Water Deep X.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
But let's do that tomorrow. I'm tired.
Yeah, I agree. Good time for.
Can I get some cricket ice cream to eat in bed?
Ooh, you wanna try the cricket? Yeah.
I'm just gonna eat it
I'm
because
gonna
I
high
wanted
five
ice cream and I
Spunk.
know.
Boom.
Just gonna try it out. It's mint flavored, right?
Hmm.
Alta's just going to smile and reach into a pocket, and a little tiny pint of cricket ice cream is going to appear.
Hell yeah.
We can turn it into a milkshake if you want, if that's an easier way to get them down.
Nah, I feel like that. I feel like I want to have to commit to chewing.
You need
Like I don't just want like a shard to the back of the throat. Like I want to.
The texture is great.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Aster can attest to it.
Hmm.
They have eaten
The crunch is the best part.
plenty of my Chex Mix.
Yeah.
True.
And we're
Is
not
that
just
a
saying that because
euphemism
we're
for
three
something?
types of people who would eat that sort of stuff on a regular basis.
Listen,
I
above the table, like I've actually like eaten those boxed crickets on like multiple occasions. They're not,
They're not bad.
Yeah, if you can get over the like Elmer's glue consistency of their centers, it's kind of pleasant.
Ugh.
I just recently found these tiny little crabs. They're like this big. And they're
Yikes.
like dried and fried.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
like little tiny things.
Neat.
That would
Is that
kill
like this-
corn dog, to be fair.
Is that different than the soft shell
It's
one?
just the
Or
shells,
is
right?
that
Of-
those?
They're baby soft shells.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're like little tiny things, but
Yeah,
they're like
they're-
fried and dried.
Yeah.
It's really
I had
good.
that for
It's
the first
just
time
the
this summer,
shells,
and it was
though.
such a nice crunch.
Their innocence.
If you go
makes
to
their
San
taste
Diego,
better.
they just kind of crawl out of the sand when you walk across the beach, and it's horrifying. All of a sudden, hundreds are around your little feet.
For the longest time, I've always held the
Crazy.
belief that the more innocent an animal is, the better it tastes. So,
Oh,
No, because chickens
I mean,
and they're
yeah, but
demons.
yeah, but they're demons, but they don't have a whole lot of ability to defend themselves.
Yeah, they do.
God.
Well, not
There
against
are
us.
so many scars in my legs.
Corn dog, if they're so good at defending themselves, why are they the most consumed animal in America? Come on.
I will say
Get
corn
real.
dogs taste really good, and dogs are really innocent. So
Like, crocodiles are okay to eat, but they're not, like, the best thing in the world. It's because they got big old chompers. The only problem is that they can't reach behind them, so it makes them a little defenseless. So they're still pretty good.
So, P.S.
Rabbits
We
are
get to
delicious.
the house, we get our long rest. And before next time, you guys should level up.
Woo!
yeah.
Woo!
That's going to be it
We
for us
gotta level
tonight.
up for that.
Well, there was also like the
We
big
gotta level
Dracolich
up.
fight. and all
True.
Some other stuff
Level
going
up,
on.
level up, level up, level up.
We gotta level up for all those dick jokes.
Yeah, something like that. All right, but you're gonna do that between now and next time, not literally right now, because literally right now we're gonna go around the table, introduce yourselves and your characters again.
You can't stop
Advertise
me.
anything super quick that you want to advertise that you have going on that people should go watch, and then we are out of here. Starting with Heck.
Yeah, hey everybody, it's me, Sir Heckalot. You know, I'm here. I'm on your screen. I was back with Aster. You can find me all over the internet at Sir Heckalot, including Twitch, Itch, I guess Twitter, as long as supplies last. But like, go over to Blue Sky. Honestly, like at this point, it's a much more pleasant experience, and I post over there more now. But yeah, etc. etc. Just find me. It's the best place to figure out where I'm gonna be in the TTRPG space next, because I tend to wander a lot of places, wear a lot of hats, do a lot of things. At least most notably, you can catch Myself, Chrissy, and Corndog over on Neon Lights Roleplay every other Monday for Oathsworn, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. It's a great time. You can catch Corndog and myself over on Enchanting Sorcery, typically every other Tuesday. Holiday season has made that a little wacky. But we playing Into the Old Margrave over there. It is an Into the Woods inspired 5e campaign that is also fantastic. And then I don't mention this one a whole lot, but on the second Sunday of every month, I'm over on Singularity Roleplay, playing in a City of Mist campaign. It's a really good time too. So yeah, if you have time to do that on Sunday nights, go and check that out. But yeah, that's me. On over to Chris.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris. You can find me on all forms of social media at Christopia, primarily on Twitch and Blue Sky. Twitch will be coming back up soon. We took a long hiatus, a long one, but we'll come back tomorrow specifically, where not this one, not this person, but those two over there, they'll be with me in a game for the Reclaimers. We're coming real close to the end of it, so don't miss any episodes. Tomorrow at 7 Central. That's all I got. Hyacinth.
Baya, it's me, Hyacinth, playing our silly little paladin, and that stuff. I don't really do much else right now. Busy stuffs. For dog.
That's me, Corndog. People said what I was going to be in. Over to you, Chrissy.
Chrissy, Ulta, magic.
That's me. Hey, all right. So now that the holidays and all the hullabaloo are behind us, we should be back to consistently every other week with this campaign. So 2 weeks from today, same bat time, same bat channel, is going to be the next episode of All Hail the Queen. On top of that, we have this coming Sunday, and then therefore every other Sunday is our The Vecna campaign, Lines and the Lies. That is at 1 p.m. Eastern, again on Sunday. Keep an eye on social media for updates to schedules and generally things going on. Otherwise, that's it. Say goodnight, everybody.
Night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
But